and Sarah is down in the rectory, which is the kind of rest area, where most of their bedrooms and things like that are beneath the cathedral. So I'll put the date in there for you guys too. It is about 2 in the afternoon. What's that?
Okay. Who do you think would have shown up in the respective locations first?
You were pretty much already at the gates. Okay. But the rest of the party, Nazim, Norok, and Arteme are already at the wall outside too.
Because I wasn't sneaking or anything.
But you still have one of the horses with you. You still have Farthorn with you.
Yep, Farthorn.
And Sarah is like already about to roll initiative, basically. So in the situation that she's in, so you guys are all kind of already at your respective places. Essentially, you're probably the furthest, if anything, Justin. So we'll jump there in a moment, but.
Okay.
To go ahead and get started here, let's start with Norok and Nazim and Arteme. You guys are all outside of the city gates, or sorry, the cathedral walls, rather. Hang on, that's a little loud. Ooh, this one. There we go. Is that better?
I don't hear anything, but maybe it just hasn't caught up yet.
It should sound like a Gregorian chants. Okay. Oh, maybe it's not super. Maybe it wasn't as loud for you guys then. Fox, you have audio? Huh?
It's a bit loud, so I turned it down.
Okay. Sako?
I don't need audio.
Everything good?
You can just refresh us, and it's just a... Okay. Alright, so where Norok, Nazim, and Arteme are standing at the wall outside of the cathedral, again, it's only about a 10 foot or so stone wall. It's only about a foot or so thick. It's not really a security wall, so and there's there's no sentries posted, there's no turrets, nothing of that sort. It's basically to keep wild animals out, it seems. But you are all kind of just outside of the woods on the north side of the cathedral. There's a little bit of a slope in the woods, so while standing in the trees, you can actually see inside enough to kind of see what's going on if you needed to. But what are y'all doing?
Don't all talk at once, though.
Yeah. Norok, what are you doing?
There it is.
I'll wait to see what Sarah wants us to try and do, or if she needs help. So I'm not going to be doing too much other than looking out.
You heard from her, specifically Arteme, you heard from her 30 seconds ago saying, you guys need to leave, this is not safe, and I don't know what's going to happen. And then she cuts off, and you haven't heard anything since.
Yeah, well, I'm going to keep looking to see if there's activity, to see if we can actually help her.
Okay. Give me a perception check. Nazim, what are you doing?
Same thing, just on the outside of the wall, looking down into the cathedral area, keeping an eye out for guards running towards one area. In other words, if she's triggered an alarm or if has gotten some attention,
okay,
keeping an eye out.
Oh, Fox started off with a good roll, even with her minus 1d4.
Cool.
Then for Nazim, kind of scanning over the area, you see. So you guys are just on a short slope. It's only 20 feet back from the wall, and it's only at maybe 10 feet up. It's just enough that while you're standing at the top of that slope that you can see over this wall and into what is kind of essentially pretty flat area inside of it. It looks like a small stone village, basically. There's a lot of buildings in here. There's a bunch of very large buildings and then two very small ones. There's a very small one that is close to the wall that you're basically near. If you were to jump over the wall, you'd be close to this small building. And the door of this small building is facing the wall. All the rest of these buildings are kind of in a circle around the kind of what looks like a central green, kind of, and they all kind of face towards the middle of this small town-looking place. This big I'm calling it a cathedral, but it's not a single building. It's a bunch of a bunch of large buildings. One very large building is obviously the main church, and then these two small ones that I'm referring to. That is the door is facing you guys directly. Stained glass windows, all that stuff. As for Arteme, with that perception check, you kind of peeking over the same wall, looking at this, the same field that Nazim is. There aren't a lot of people outside because it is still raining very hard. The few that you see out that are walking have pulled a cloak up over their head, trying to kind of pull the the cloak from behind them up over their head a little bit. These kind of gleaming white cloaks. trying to, keep themselves out of the rain as much as they can, and are kind of hurriedly walking between one building and the next. But there aren't a bunch of people out just having a picnic or anything like that. There are very few people that are outdoors. You do see a few that are sitting kind of at doorsteps, sitting on the steps that are beneath an overhang, kind of, so that they're still out of the rain, but they're, basically keeping towards or near enough to the building to not be rained on directly. But that's about it. You don't see commotion out in this place.
Okay, I'll wait around.
Okay. Norak, what are you doing? G?
Oh, sorry, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, I must be muted. I am going to actually just kind of start walking. I'll wait until somebody walks inside and kind of just walk behind them. Not like too close, but kind of just like I'm going into.
Well, you guys, you're outside of the wall. You're not inside the place. You're outside of the wall.
I hopped over the wall.
Oh, you did at the end of last week?
No, just a second ago. Oh, well, I actually did.
Okay, all right, okay, hang on.
At the end
So,
of last time, but...
you were muted then. All right, so because I asked you, like 3 minutes ago, I asked you what you were doing, and you didn't respond, so I jumped over to Fox and Sako.
Fucking nothing.
So yeah, I didn't hear you. Okay, all right, that makes sense now. All right, it's like, when did you jump over the wall? I don't remember this. All right.
I'm in the pool, guys. What?
All right. Then in that case, Arteme and Nazim, you see Norak walking, striding over to the wall and just, throwing hands on top of it and leaping right over the top of it. Then in Norak, inside the wall, you are the kind of central green where most of the people are is behind it's not a very big building, but thankfully it's big enough to obscure you anyways, that there aren't people that can see you from here. You're kind of looking at one of those small buildings I was describing, staring straight at the door. There are very tall stained glass windows on either side of the door, and nobody in visible sight. Basically, you can see this door in front of you, and unless you go around, nobody can see you where you're at right now.
Okay, I'm going to go up to the corner and then kind of look into, just quietly, peek around the corner and look into the main courtyard area that you were talking about.
Okay.
And see how much motion seems to be going on in the main area.
Okay, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay.
And while you're doing that, Nazim and Arteme, you guys see Norak has jumped over, and you see, as soon as he's on the other side, 2 steps later, you can see his head again, because he's tall enough that a 10-foot wall doesn't obscure him for very long. Deception advantage because of your shield, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of that, when you get a chance, can you fix my AC? It's down at 13. Should be 15. On my character sheet, at least. I don't know if that matters, but...
that's probably something you have to turn on. Let's see. No, your buckler.
Oh, I might have to quit the buckler. Okay.
No, it's on. The buckler only adds 1 anyway, so...
It should have been 14. I know it was 15 with the buckler, so I think...
You know what? That's fine. I'll fix it afterwards. I think I know what it is. I think the whole unarmored defense thing, I don't think that works like it's supposed to. I fixed it before, and it was working last week. But I don't think it's reliable, so I'll just hard code your AC to be at a base, because you can't take off your Dex mod and your Con mod, so there's no reason for you to ever have it less than that. So I'll just change the base armor to be 15 for you, and then 16 with your shield on. There you go. All right. So sorry, Nazim and Arteme, you did see Norak hop over and walk up to the wall, and then kind of trying to peek around the corner of the wall as carefully as he can. Arteme, give me... Shit, actually, you already got a natural 20 on that perception. I'm going to go ahead and just from... Okay. I think this is only fair, because you did get a natural 20, and you, never roll good, so this is only fair to kind of give you a certain benefit, I guess, from having that perception check, Arteme. The roll that the conversation that you had with Sarah, when you heard her reply, there was a certain kind of echo to the sound that you would innately guess, or not a guess rather, but kind of intuit that it sounded like she's underground.
Okay.
And Noctua is on top of the building.
It's the other building. Remember, so you knew there were 2, right, and you were at the other side, and they're at the north side. They chose to go to the north side, not my. Sorry.
Okay. This sounds
So
like the
close.
same building. And I was like,
It is literally it's literally the exact same building. It's just on the other side, and you happen to go. You went to the south. They went to the north. So
We actually
Sorry.
did have that conversation if we wanted to go to the north and
yeah,
south.
you
of
totally
it.
did. Yeah, it could have been. This could have been so much easier for you guys, but because you guys hadn't communicated, which is
Well, luckily-
fair in narrative, it makes
Luckily, Pogo's about to put on a performance and get everyone out, and we're gonna make a bunch of loud noise.
sense. So, yeah, I mean, literally though, just some unknown choices you guys made have made this much more risky for Sarah. So, but anyways, Norok has leapt over the wall rather, but you feel like you heard kind of like an echo that sounded like it was underground, maybe from that natural 20 that you got, Becky or Artemis. Sorry.
Okay.
What are Nazim and Artemis doing?
At this point, does Nazim know that she's to the north and we're now south?
Other way around. You guys are north. You guys are north of the cathedral in the woods, facing south essentially, and that you don't know where Sarah is, and Artemis hasn't spoken it aloud, but Artemis has an intuition that she's underground.
I would have told them, but I guess Norik's already gone.
Okay. All right. Then Nazim, are you doing anything?
What do you say if we walk around the edge of the wall towards
Sure.
towards the north, I guess?
You're already
think
at the
so.
north. Yeah, you're on the north side of the wall right now. And Norok has already jumped over the wall and is, looking like he's about to try to infiltrate the place.
Oh, we might as well then. What do you say we just hop the wall and rush from the north down south?
We must.
Well, luckily, Pogo is currently had talked to Julia and is now getting ready to perform. He's excited.
We'll go ahead and jump over to Pogo now.
Yay!
At the front gates on the south side. So basically, you guys are all at the north. Pogo is at the south where the gates are. You guys walked up. The rest of you walked all the way around. And Sarah is MIA. You don't know where she is. She didn't tell you. So Pogo then approaching the gates. The column of 40 of the Juthrin soldiers are kind of filtering through the gates. There's a little bit of dust kick up, but the rain is kind of taking care of most of it. But they're kind of passing through
Same column as before.
the
one I
same column.
approached?
Yeah, exact same
Oh.
column. With Julia was with them. You just kind of caught up to the group as because the gate isn't wide enough for all of them to fit right through. There's only probably 2 or 3 at a time at a breast, so they're kind of filtering through this, and you happen to catch up to them at the time. You don't see Julia, but as they're kind of passing through and filtering the last of them through the gates are still open. What are you doing?
I'm gonna yell out, make sure that you all catch the show in a few minutes. We're gonna get set up and everyone grab some ale and we're gonna have a great time. Ease your minds a little bit. Is that okay? And I'm gonna look down at Julia.
You see, well, you don't see Julia. She went through already. You don't see her.
All right. Are there guards around the side of the?
As you approach, a female, Juthrin of some sort. You don't necessarily know what rank, but steps forward. She holds a hand up, well above your head. She doesn't even kind of deign to look down at you. It seems she's almost just kind of looking straight over your head. Oh, yeah, I don't think so, Gleeman. We don't need your services today.
I'm here on behest of Julia. She invited me over to give everyone a bit of a relaxing show and entertainment. Is there a place I could tie my horse Farthorn up? Can I tie him over
She
here?
kind of does look down, and you see like the subtlest of grins, and she turns and looks through the doorway. Avatar Julia, this half-man has requested.
And I bow.
You see the golden armored avatar that you had seen previously, now with her helmet lifted off and holding under one shoulder, no longer horsed. Steps back through the doorway. I did. Go ahead, come along, Gleeman.
Oh,
And she waves you in.
fantastic. So I'm gonna go ahead and follow her. I would love if we could get everyone together for is there a courtyard and maybe a stage, or will we be setting something up?
You have grandiose interests. We probably don't need you shouting to the whole group, especially not in this. She kind of looks up at the clouds. We were originally thinking probably you could head into our cafeteria, maybe.
Sure, that's perfectly fine. I just want everyone to make sure that They have a nice tankard of ale, and everyone's ready to have a little bit of enjoyment this evening. Are we going to get everyone together?
Those that wish to hear your performance, at least.
All right, well, I would love if everyone could join it. It's not every day that you get a professional as me, to entertain your troops. I guarantee a performance like this, they'll be talking about this for months.
She scowls a little bit. Go ahead and give me a persuasion check. I only meant to roll that once, so I'll take the 11. All right. She scowls a little bit. All right. I suppose they probably deserve the relaxation time. The triclinarium is a bit too small for all of us, but if you don't mind singing in the rain, I suppose we can try gathering out here.
We'll get it set up. We'll get nice. Everyone has a few drinks in them, and we'll get nice and warm. We'll be all right. And I'm gonna go.
All right. How long do you need before you'll be ready to perform?
I'll be ready to perform in just a few minutes. Do you have a place like a small room I could get ready in by maybe wherever we're going?
You can use the rectory. She kind of stumbles a little bit. There's a seminary over there. You can use that. And she points at this small building off to the right, where you're standing just inside the wall, and you can see now. I'm describing the same thing to you that the other two groups have already heard. But there's a small building off to your right, around the inside of the wall, that you don't see a door for. The door apparently is facing the wall. It seems. You can use that building over there. Tell the clergy that Avatar Julia has given you authority.
Fantastic. Well, I will get ready, and then I will meet you. Where am I meeting you? Go ahead and point it out.
Well, I think we'll just use the green, and she just kind of points in the direction of the center here, and you can see all the main buildings are facing, except for those two small buildings, are facing this big kind of village green area. Think of it like a campus green, where there's kind of stone walkways that lead towards the center, and then a big stage in the middle.
Sure. And you're going to be able to get everyone a nice glass cup of ale and together, and I'll be there in maybe 5 to 10 minutes.
We don't deal with such intoxicants, but we'll make sure that everybody has the refreshments they need.
All right, that's good enough, I suppose. And then I'm going to go to this room and get ready. Is the room guarded by a person then, or is it just...
So you make your way to this. It's still, I'm saying a small building, but it's only small in reference to the rest of these.
Sure.
This would be a decent sized chapel if it were a regular, in a city or something like that. It's one whole wall is all stained glass windows. You come around the front and there's one very large door, especially even for human size would be large, with stained glass windows on either side. You tried that there's no guards or anything.
While I'm on my way there, I would like to see if there's any obvious signs of people being dragged in any specific spot taken, I suppose, to any area, or if there's any obvious signs of people being taken away.
Give me an investigation check.
Not terrible.
There are not many, but I would say that you catch very subtle scrapings in the grass that could be, maybe, you don't know for sure, it's really hard to identify, but maybe you could make the argument that these could be somebody's heels, for example, if they were being dragged and their heels were kind of digging into the dirt, or into the grass rather. But especially with it being pretty well maintained, there isn't a lot of evidence of this. But you do notice that it seems quite strange that these two buildings, the doors are facing out when everything else is facing the center.
Okay.
That definitely stands out to you.
Part of me wants to go invisible, but part of me really wants to go sing my song. All right, I'm gonna try to kind of estimate like how long it might take the group to like get around and like kind of come up with a plan. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to go ahead and throw on my my fancy clothes.
Okay.
And
are you going inside, or are you doing this outside?
Oh, I'm going inside. If this is if I can find a private room, because I also want to find out what they're doing over my walkie-talkie.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and jump us over to this other map.
Sure.
And I didn't preload it, and it's a very large map, so this was going to take a second.
Sure.
And it may, like, I might start to, you know what, I'll go here. I'm gonna start the preload now, and then I'll jump us to it in a second, because you'll see what that room looks like here in a second, Justin. But basically, I'll do basic description. You open the door. It is, like I said, very large and very heavy, but it seems to swing open smoothly. There's no noise, no creaking, nothing. It is a very large, like long, almost hallway, but it's about 40 feet wide, probably 100 feet or so long. So it's still a quite large building. Lots of natural light coming in through the stained glass windows. A huge stone hand in the center of the room, facing up, palm up, all fingers and thumb pointed up, and there's candles or little braziers on each of the fingertips that are also kind of giving a small amount of illumination. And there are 2 doors on the back side of the room. And hang on one second, I need to do something.
Well, I'm not going to change just in this fucking giant hallway.
But there's nobody in here as far as you can tell. So hang on one second.
All right. I'm gonna if there's no one in here that I can tell.
I gotta find an answer to something real quick. So just 1 second here.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Then the doors in the back don't meta this because you just heard an audible response to something that I was thinking.
All right.
You're fine. It's okay. The doors in the back are closed.
Okay.
So there's 2 doors in the back, one on either side. They're both basically like you're seeing the faces of the doors. Okay, Fox. And they're both closed. You can see there's a kind of a small window that leads into one of them, and it's just
no
filled.
one in this room.
Nobody at all. It's completely empty.
Okay. I mean, all right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and Rocky Talkie this and say to the rest of the group, Pineapple. I'm in a big empty room inside the cathedral now. Are you guys outside? I'm gonna make a big distraction and put on a show for everybody. Does that work with your plans? Do you guys have a plan? Do we have a plan?
Fox is AFK for a second. So Nazim, Norok.
Actually, does Nazim have one?
No, Nazim doesn't have one actually. So
No,
it's just
so
Arteme would be hearing, but she can't reply yet.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, I was cutting out there for a second. Did you say that you guys are in the cathedral? Is that
basically
cathedral you said?
I'm in the place, and I'm going to create a big distraction with a show. Is that going to be okay for you guys? Is that something that works with your plan?
Yeah, should be fine because we don't even really know what we're doing. We just hopped in on the north side, just over the north wall. So not sure where you guys are, but no, you just said the cathedral. So yeah, I'll try to make it towards your way during the distraction. Maybe we can group up and then find out.
I think it's like 25
minutes. At.
Okay.
Oh yeah, huh?
Okay,
Don't
right.
let your sacrifice go in vain.
So I'm going to
we'll keep your skin.
I'm going to acrobatically start changing into my little performer's outfit while I kind of actually no, I'm not. I'm gonna go ahead and walk to the back and take a look at the doors and just see if they're locked.
Okay.
Because I feel like I could still use the whole like I'm just looking for a private spot to change.
Sure, that's fair.
Might as well take a look.
You walk back to the doors there.
Because I don't know about you, but I would not. What a random building to tell me to go change in.
Well, they don't just. What do they have?
I know,
You know what I mean?
I know, but this would be me in real life. I'd just go in there and be like,
no,
well, this
fair.
is fuck.
So you walk to the back then, and I'm going to go ahead, just for simplicity's sake, I'm going to go ahead and jump us over to this other map here, because it'll make more sense to show you what you would be seeing here. Becky, did everything come back up for you okay? I saw you were...
If they're locked, I just wouldn't go any further on them.
Neither of them are locked. You try both. Neither of them are locked, and... well, actually now... shit, okay. So here's the tricky part. Everybody should be on here except for Pogo. Pogo, you don't have a character on this scene, right? Is that what you got?
I do not, but I can see like the inside of a building. Looks like.
Okay. Let me put you on here, Pogo. Here's the complex part of this. There's on this map. Go ahead and go to the northwest corner, Pogo. You'll see yourself there.
Oh yeah, I see me.
All right. So here's the issue. This building here that you're standing outside of, there's 2 of these buildings, but I only put 1 on the map, not thinking that you guys would be, would have separated. Mm-hmm. So the trouble with this is you're not both, the true groups are not actually here. Pogo, you're here by yourself. Norok, Arteme, and Nazim are outside the other building by themselves. I'm going to go ahead and move you inside the building where you went in, because you would have opened this door, gone over and gone inside. And there's the big hand, and there's the 2 doors in the back, right? So you tried the doors. I'm going to go ahead and tell you. So everybody else just realize, that you guys are looking at two.
You don't know this.
Yeah, the rest of you guys don't know what's happening here, except for what Pogo has told you, verbally, over the walkie-talkie. So you try both doors. You try this door here, and it is a small office. There is in the far corner, actually, this image that you see there is actually laying on a cot in the far corner there.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a dark brown robed human shape facing away from you, not moving, and just standing there for a moment. You see zero reaction from it.
Apologies, I thought I'm just looking for a room to change. This seemed like it was a bit too fancy for me to be undressing inside of it. Is this where I can change, or is there other room maybe where I should go?
Give me a perception check. There's zero response, and it's starting to look like creepy amount of zero response. There's like zero response and no movement at all. This might even just be sacks under a blanket. It's not moving so still.
I'm just gonna leave that room.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna change right outside the door, and feeling like I don't want to cause some weird scene, I will go ahead and head out to where I can perform in front of all the people.
All right.
And on my way out, if I see any of the Juthrans, I'm going to make sure I invite them over for a show and to relax and enjoy and smile and take part in the glorious day that we have in front of us. It might be raining, but it's no reason we can't smile and enjoy it. And I'm going to try to be as loud and boisterous as I possibly can in my tiny frame.
All right. Then you quickly, redressing and making your way towards the center green, closing the door behind you, I assume?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Fuck that. I'm on my own. I don't want to go in there.
That's fair. No. Yeah. You didn't roll.
They already don't drink. That's creepy enough.
I barely drink. Come on. Maybe I'm creepy. That's fair.
You're creepy.
I don't drink either.
Well, you're also kind of creepy, Fox. I didn't want to be the one to break it to you. I apologize. It's okay. You can be creepy and cool. I still hang out with Jeremy. He's one of my best friends.
All right. Then let's go ahead and jump over to Sarah then. So, keep in mind, everybody, you guys will not have this meta knowledge of what's happening here.
No,
but Sarah, standing in front of the avatar that has recognized that you weren't the, let's say, proper physical shape to actually be Virum. As soon as you lean over, you were kind of starting to walk away with him a little bit after what he had told you to do. You leaned your head down a little bit and spoke into the walkie-talkie to tell Arteme that they need to leave, and he immediately stops in his tracks and turns and looks at you, and you see him reaching for his belt. What do you do?
I am going to cast Darkness. Hang on, let me bring up my spells. So yeah, I'm going to cast Darkness, and I'm going to use a sorcery point so I can see, but he can't.
Okay.
This is kind of fun being split up. There's like extra anxiety.
Probably a lot of it for Becky. Like this is I've been concerned about how this is going to go all week, because this could seriously be literally the end of her character, which makes has big story trouble if a character disappears.
I imagine Jeremy just throwing an entire small journal away.
There's a lot of notes. Yeah, there's a shit ton of stuff for all of your guys' characters. But all right, so you're casting Darkness, Becky. For real? Is this the perfect time for Becky's voice to cut out? Ben, is she talking? Oh shit, maybe we lost
internet issues.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, she is.
Fucking talking. God damn it!
Okay,
Son of a
Okay,
bitch.
yeah, we can hear you now. we could hear a bunch of cursing all at once, and Ben too. You guys both cut out at the same time, which is weird. You don't normally, both of you don't normally cut out. Anyways.
Right. Well, I had to reload back in.
Okay.
but I'm casting darkness on his helmet. And
Okay.
I'm using a sorcery point so I can see.
Okay. He was, remember, I did tell you this too, that he has his helmet under his arm. Like, he was literally just leaving to go to
Oh.
work. He
Oh, I
just
thought it
stepped
was
out
on
and
his
happened to
head.
be, no. But, I
Then-
mean, it'll still work the same way. He's just got it under one arm.
Then I'll put it on his chest plate or whatever the main part of his armor is.
Okay. All right. You're still loading back in? Here, I'll go ahead and do that for you then. He was reaching for his belt anyway, and what you did won't stop him from doing that, I guess is how I'll say this. So we're going to go ahead and roll initiative. Once you get loaded in. Ben, it kicked you out too, so it's probably a network hiccup on your guys' internet there.
Yeah, it shows me in here. I just saw it say lost connection and reconnected, like twice
There we go.
actually.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and refresh if you didn't already, guys. Just Ben and Becky.
I'm doing it now.
By the way, if anyone's curious, I'm going to be singing for a fucking minute. But what I'd like to do, Jeremy, is I can do like half the song, and then you can jump to the other players.
Well, I'm trying to keep them. I'm trying to keep them in similar blocks of time. You know, of at least let's say a few minutes each. So I mean,
Well, I think we know
my idea was that by the time
gonna-
you got there and started, that you'd be able to do your whole song.
So my thing though is like, because since I talked to Norok and them, like I'm thinking they'll listen to like do whatever they want to do, which should just be a minute or two. And then what we could do is I could do half my song, which I'm planning on getting everyone loud and kind of as loud as possible on it. And then you can jump to them so they can go while they're hearing the song playing in the background.
All right. Okay. That works.
I'll be right back again.
All right, Fox.
Because I'd assume they'd start whatever they were going to do when they heard stuff happening.
Okay.
I don't know. It could be fun. And then
Yeah,
jump back
that's
to me. And then I either get murdered by 50 people or I distract them well enough to where they don't notice.
I will tell you that from your guys' perception, you know, looking out from outside of the place, that nothing seemed abnormal. Like as far as it, you know, being a cathedral area, everybody was kind of going about their normal work. It seemed like nobody seemed concerned or you know, there wasn't any fighting going on. Nobody seemed like they had a, you know, prisoner or anything of that sort. So you didn't see anything that would distract them from your, you know, performance.
Nothing out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
Alright, it loaded, but it's not letting me roll initiative.
In the combat tracker?
Yeah,
Okay.
like it's there, and I'm clicking on it, but it's not doing anything.
All right. Here, let me click it for you. You got a 14, which does put you first. So, you got that darkness off. He was reaching for his belt. I'm going to say that both of those are happening about the same time, and then we'll start with initiative here. But he... you balloon out this bubble of darkness that surrounds you. You can still see through it, and you see him where he's reaching for his belt. His hand passes the maul that's at his belt. That, you know, you thought he was probably going to reach for that, like a big heavy hammer, but instead he reaches behind it and he grabs a lantern that he pulls forward, and immediately, while he's pulling it forward, with his other hand, opens the cover of it, the hood, and shines this purple beam in your direction that you immediately light up with. You don't know whether he can see it or not, but you at least see your own arm immediately illuminate. I'll go ahead and here, let me put the darkness on for you too.
I'm gonna reload it again because it's not letting me do anything.
Okay.
My character page looks super weird.
Okay. Ben, did yours come up normal?
Yeah, it seems to be fine.
Okay.
All right, well, I haven't tried to click on anything. Let me check.
When you cast it with sorcery points, it doesn't take the spell slot, right, Becky?
Just testing.
No, it still takes the spell slot. I just use an additional sorcery point so I can see.
Okay. Then I will put that right there. Yeah, that came up fine, G. Oh,
Yeah.
no, that was... Yeah, I did.
I saw it too, so
Yep.
I think it's fine.
Okay, all right, so just Becky then. Of course. This is a pretty big map, though. I tried to scale some things down to try to make this, you know, load as efficiently as possible. But go ahead. So in initiative, you see him throw the hood or the hoodless lantern in your direction. You glow in purple, and you hear him start to shout something with the dome of blackness surrounding you. What do you do?
Shit. I just realized that I don't have a whole lot of spells that deal a lot of damage. So. Shit.
You usually don't need them. Usually you've got Norok to
Be
smash
right back,
things.
guys.
Alright.
Yep. So I am going to. Shit, where is she? I'm gonna call Shan as a bonus action. There she is.
Okay.
Use ability. And then.
Behind him.
Yeah.
Alright, so she's kind of stuck halfway through the doorway. Oh, she still had lost hit points from last time. Let me fix that. Right. So she's kind of half through the door, but you see this kind of semi-solid form jump in through the doorway, ready to attack him.
And that is concentration, so I can't do that. So I guess I'll just... Fuck. I guess I'll hit him with the Chaos Bolt at second level.
Okay. That'll hit. 26 will hit. All right, so that was 4 and the D8s, right? So the D8s that you look at.
I believe so. Yep. D8.
So 4 and 5. So 4 and 5. Which one are you choosing?
He's wearing metal armor, right?
Yep.
Lightning.
Alright. Okay. You send it. Then, while he's still surrounded in this, you see him kind of confusedly blinking his eyes for a moment as he's holding this the lantern in your direction. You send a bolt of electricity, just barely, extending your arms. It's only leaping for 3 feet, 4 feet before it hits him in the shins, and electrifies up through the armor. For 19. Oops, I did that the wrong way. There we go. All right. He was in the middle of trying to shout something, and immediately is kind of seizing a little bit from the electricity passing through him, preventing him from what he was attempting to say.
Oh, hang on. I need to roll a d20 for Shan.
Okay.
For her initiative.
I already rolled it for her, but yeah, go ahead, and I'll just move her. I just clicked it from the initiative tracker because I thought you weren't rolling or your stuff wasn't working. But at a 15, what's that?
It's working now.
All right, good. All right, then in that case, her Dex mod is a +2 for a 17, meaning that she will actually go now because well, shit, you did it during your turn.
So it would be the next time.
It would be after, yeah. So she actually will not get a turn right now. She actually would have been, if you'd used my roll, she would have been next. So.
Yeah, it's fine. It's better this way.
I can't get the reflow to go. How do I do that?
Just let what's going to happen, happen.
We'll just remember that she's before you. We'll do it that way. All right. In that case, though, Chaos Bolt doesn't have any special effects or anything, right?
Nope.
Just the...
No, not unless I roll... double d8s.
Yeah. Well, that's just where it bounces to other targets anyways. Okay. Then as the electricity finishes it's coursing through his body, he immediately shouts, intruders, I need help.
Moving, by the way.
Okay. Oh, yeah, sorry.
I'm not standing in the same spot.
Okay.
If it'll let me... God damn it, what is that? Movement is set to combat turn. It is not your turn.
Oh, hang on. Let me do this. Free movement. There you go.
Okay. I'm gonna go right there.
Okay. Then, as he's shouting this, you hear motion coming from the south.
Oh, of course.
Like within the matter of half second, let's say, because he starts shouting that immediately. He is going to hearing your footstep. Do you have anything that makes your movement silent? I don't think you do, right?
No.
Displacer boots just make you hard to hit. Yeah.
And I'm staying in the darkness.
Okay.
I don't know.
Oh, just at the edge of the darkness then? Okay.
Yeah, just inside it.
All right. In that case, then, you see him drop the lantern in place and reaches back down towards his belt, and he grabs this heavy two-handed maul off of his belt, just a really large hammer, and is just swinging wildly in the space between and stepping forward. So, I mean, it's stepping in where you were, having heard your footsteps, is just kind of wildly swinging in this space here.
I imagine like a kid doing those windmill arms.
Kind of, yeah. Like I'm gonna swing my arms. I'm gonna swing my arms like this, and if you get in the way, it's your own fault or whatever that was.
Oh yeah, well I'm gonna kick my foot like this, and if you get in my way, it's your fault.
Yeah. All right, so you're not gonna like this, Becky, but he's got a special ability here, if I can find it here, called Guided Strike.
Oh.
He rolled a 10 on the attack roll, and the priest grants a +10 bonus to an attack roll made by itself or another creature within 30 feet. The priest can make this choice after the roll is made, but before it hits or misses.
Wait. Where is it? First level. Fuck, is it way down here? What would that be? That would? Nope.
They'd make it a
would
20
matter
to hit.
anyways.
All right.
It's only if I use shield, so I'm not even going to use it.
Okay. In that case, then he's kind of stepping towards where he heard your footsteps. Is just swinging this kind of wildly, windmill arm kind of a swing. I'm going to say that we'll probably have to reduce the damage a little bit because there's going to be a glancing blow at least, anyways.
Would it still be at disadvantage with the boots?
Actually, it'd still be at disadvantage because of the darkness. So I didn't roll it a second time, even from the darkness. The boots on top of that would have been. So let me go ahead and roll it again to see if he gets less than a 10. No.
Nope.
So still would hit. But it would have been 10. I'm going to call it 8, really, because it doesn't really hit you so much as it hits the wall. There's a loud clang as it crashes into the stone. You hear the stone crumble a little bit, and then smacks into your shoulder, pushing you backwards a little bit. Not enough to knock you out of the darkness, but basically, just a heavy impact of 8 damage. Go ahead and apply that to yourself if you would.
You just do -8, right? I haven't.
Yeah.
Done this in a while.
Yeah, if you click yourself, you right-click yourself, you see where it shows your hit points are at 70 in the green. In there, just highlight that and then type -8 and hit enter, and it should change it to 62.
Where the fuck is the minus on this damn laptop? You know what? It's just 62. So we're just gonna.
Yeah, you can just type that too. That's fine.
Some
Okay.
laptops, the minus is in between the G and the H in the middle. If you check
Yeah,
that.
that's a good spot for it. Yeah, you just have to hold down the function key. That's where it ought to be, right?
Function H is
Yeah.
minus.
So stupid. I can't stand regular laptop keyboards. I have to plug in an actual keyboard because my hands are too big. All right, let's see. I think this would probably be silent, so you won't hear. Well, actually, you'll see it because you can see it in the darkness, anyways. You see the bat form lifting. It is flying now, like it is like a beeline straight for the avatar's head. Impacts him in the side of the head and immediately releases. How would you see? I guess probably similar to the electricity you saw previously, except essentially upcasted, as Kamazoth impacts the side of the metal-wearing avatar, which will hit for. Holy shit! Did not expect it to be upcasted that high. That's a +32 modifier. So the stats. Becky, you'll know this because of everything else that was going on. Becky, you're the only one that knows anything of this that's going on, of course. But this is being cast by Corin Xantalis using Kamazoth as a familiar. You understand that, right? That you can cast your spells through Noctua. Same idea.
Yeah, I'm so glad that I wrote him before I left.
So he had 60 hit points. You did 19, and that just did 50. He was hit square in the side of the head by this mauling bat that is just screeching and slashing away at it as its claws send electricity through this golden armor. The avatar is seizing and jittering in place as its face is being torn at. Remember, its helmet is dropped to the ground. It's not wearing his helmet. Just sprays of blood going every which direction as the bat is just tearing into it. The Juthrin stops moving, and the bat is still very aggressively tearing at it. We'll come back to you. Shan will be next.
Yep.
Well, that was a worthwhile use of some combo or sorcery points. I did not realize that the upcasting for because Corin Xantalis stats are obviously really high. So his modifier is crazy high, and I didn't realize it would be quite that big. So, anyways,
I might survive.
there's still darkness emanating from the breastplate, though. So you're still in a bubble there. All right, now we will jump back to the rest of the group. Fox, are you back?
Yeah, I did send a message, didn't I? Or did it not go through?
Maybe. Oh, you did. I'm sorry. Yeah, I was doing something else and I didn't see it. Sorry. All right. So then, Arteme, you see You're still standing there with Nazim, and you see Norok. You guys can just ignore that Pogo is outside of this building here. Let me move the map over. You guys
I'm
should
not
see
actually
yourselves.
there.
Yeah. So, Fox, you were AFK when Pogo was doing something there. He's at a different version of this building, basically. So there's two of this building in here.
I was following Norok and Nazim anyway, because we were separated anyway, because Pogo had left.
Yeah.
Before
so
this.
You'll see, what I'm referring to there is that you'll see Pogo on this map, but just ignore that he's there. It's just there's two versions of this same building, one on either side of this big cathedral area, and he's just at the other one. You guys are at the north one, he's at the south one, or was. So just ignore that he's there.
You guys would know that I told you I'm going to create a distraction to get everyone else's attention. So
yeah,
you guys would know that.
Arteme and Nazim, then, if you're hopping over the wall as well, it's not hard to get over. It's well below your passive. You guys are level 10. You can jump over a 10-foot wall without scraping your knees. Hopping over the wall, though, this door that is facing you of this tiny building here has that big red hand painted on the front of it. None of the rest of the buildings seem to have this hand on it. Just this one small building has that big hand that you have seen on specific Inquisitors, I guess is how I'd say this. The pacifiers that you saw, the one that threw the thing down that trapped Sarah before, not the Avatar, not the golden armor ones, but the silver armor ones that used the thing to trap Sarah. They had that red hand painted on their armor, and you see that same symbol painted on this door here. And you see Norok kind of around the corner there, peeking around the corner of this building in towards the center of the green. So, what are you doing, Arteme?
I'm gonna follow Norok while trying to be as silent as possible.
Okay. Especially with the rain, you don't feel like you need to be too careful about steps, especially with your shoes anyways. You have those silent shoes anyways.
Yeah.
There's nobody nearby. There's nobody that seems to notice that you're here, basically, and with the building kind of blocking your vision from the center of the green, you do see looking around Norok, around his shoulder there, you see Pogo dressed in some performance attire that he'll probably be describing here in a minute, walking from the far side of this whole temple area, walking towards the center of the green. So just peeking out, with your sharp elven eyes, you can pick out this little halfling.
You can probably hear me being loud and trying to barker at people, anyone that I can see to come join a show and want to have a fun time singing songs. Come on, time to relax for 5 minutes of your lives. And so I'm going to probably hear me. I'm being pretty loud.
Did you get that, Sako?
Mm-hmm.
Did you get I just sent you a message.
Oh. Let's see. Yeah. Yep.
Okay. All right, so you guys hear Pogo and Sarah, Arteme, rather, you see him stepping towards the center of the green and kind of trying to gather as much attention as he can. The handful of people that you do see outside, all their eyes kind of face in his direction, not looking anywhere near you. But Arteme and Nazim, you guys have approached Norok from the outside. Nazim, what are you doing?
I'm going to walk close to the door. I won't open it or touch it or anything, but I just want to look at it and do a sense, see if I can sense arcane magic, some arcana or a trap.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an arcana check. Shit, even with the minus 1d4. That 1d4 is because you're exhausted, by the way, Sako. The exhaustion from not sleeping. So even with a minus 3, you still rolled really well. There does not appear to be any kind of a trap on the door, but there is a similar strain, a similar rill of magic coming from that is coming from this building here as the horseshoe trap that Arteme has right now. The banishing trap that was used by the Otadarol trap that Arteme has that was used to keep Thera from casting. There's a similar magic coming from this building.
Okay. I'll walk to the window on the side here.
Okay.
Kind of look inside, see if I can see if there's anyone in there or anything of interest as best as I can through the window.
Sure. Give me a perception check. Ben will be coming to you next. And Arteme, you were peeking around the corner, but I'm not sure if you were doing more, so we'll come back to you in a second, too. Looking through the window, you don't see anybody at all. It appears empty. You do see that giant stone hand that I was describing to Pogo earlier, in the middle with braziers on the top of each finger, and 2 doors in the back, and there's a bench but other than that, it seems completely empty. It is stained glass that you're looking through, but you're still able to kind of peek through it enough to be able to, see if there were any moving figures or anything.
Okay. Am I able to use my telekinetic hand on those braziers?
You mean mage hand? Like you're trying to? What are you trying to do?
Well, it's a cantrip for telekinetic hand. It's a floating hand that appears, and you can use it to manipulate an object.
What are you trying to do with it, though? What do you?
Oh, just knock one of the braziers over.
Okay. You do so. You send your hand through it and smack against the brazier, and it feels like it's secured to it. But the hand does disturb the coals inside of the brazier, and the fire kind of flits about a little bit. One of the coals plinks off of the finger and rolls down into the palm, and is just kind of glowing in the palm of the giant hand. It's not alive or anything. It's just a statue.
Okay. I guess I'll talk to Artemis real quick. Say, I'm going to open this door. What do you think?
Sure, go for it.
All right. Carefully, I'll just use the hand to push open the door.
Okay.
Mage hand. Telekinetic hand.
Okay. Then you carefully open the door using your mage hand. I put it as it's actually only one door there, but you open it up and look in, peeking inside there. It's just a long like chapel room, except without pews, and there's a door on either side, and you can see through those doors in the back. The one on the left has a big glass window, and there are like scrolls and papers just stacked like top to bottom, covering this entire window. It looks like the window goes into this back office just to give it some lighting maybe, and it's just filled with papers. It seems like it looks like it's somebody's desk maybe.
Okay, and it seems as if there's no magic binding or anything in this room if I were to step in, based on
yeah, the Arcana check you got seems like it passes through this area a lot. Like this building, it has the same kind of arcane rill that it's. Well, Nazim would know this. It's Starvald is what it is. It's the arcane rill of order, and you sense a lot of it coming from this building.
All right. While everyone's kind of grouping outside, I guess I'm going to kind of sneak inside creepily along the wall here.
Okay.
And just stay close to the wall.
Okay.
Low and slow.
All right, let's jump over to Norok real quick. What are you doing, G? You've heard the door open behind you. You can sense that Artemis is right behind you, and that Nazim has floated inside the room, it seems.
All right, since the door is open, I'm going to... is that actually like dome that pops out, or is that are those stairs, or is that like a...
It's a couple of steps.
Window door thing?
Yeah, it's
okay.
it's a big wide open door,
okay.
and steps that lead up to it, yeah.
Then I'm going to, when I look in there, I mean, since Nazim already opened it, I'm just going to kind of peek in there. Do I see him in there, and do I see anything else in there? Because obviously I didn't know what he saw. So
no, you see that giant hand. There's a coal burning in the center of the palm, which just seems odd. But other than that, there's just the two doors in the back, and you also see the paper stacked high on the desk in the room in the back.
All right, then I'm going to tell them. I'm going to talking to Artemis and Nazim actually out loud. Not too loud, but to where they can both hear me, since Nazim doesn't have the headpiece, and say, well, it goes in the cathedral. So do you think? If they're having a concert in there, I'm not really sure if they're, if Sarah went in there or another building. What do you guys think? Do you want to go see into the cathedral, or do you guys want to go to a different building?
Artemis, you did tell them that you thought she was probably underground?
Oh, did you say that out loud?
Yeah, I would have said it.
Oh, okay. Then I was going to say, all right, well then, where do you guys think we can get underground then? Because you, Artemis, you said that it sounded like she had an echo, like maybe she was, in a cave or underground or something. So
I was waiting for Norok to just be like, "I'm gonna start digging."
Fuck yeah, dude. That's exactly what I'm gonna do.
That axe will probably get some. Yeah, that'll get some. You can fling some mud with that axe. Artemis? Norok was asking you.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how to get underground here. We'll have to find something, I guess.
Man,
you don't see anything obvious. So.
One of us needs to get that find spell where we can find stuff, whatever it is.
There's a few different. There's different locate things. So it's
locate object. That's the one.
Yeah. They've used that before. I've used it. Yeah.
Oh. Just kidding, then.
You just don't have an object to locate at the moment, really.
You can't remember like an object she has? I'm sure you can remember an object she has.
Yeah, that you could, if you were going to, anyways. Inside the room, though, so I guess, okay, we'll jump back over to Arteme real quick then. What are you doing, Arteme?
I'm gonna, if there's nothing in this building leading down, we could always check one of the other ones.
Well, you haven't looked in the building.
Okay, well, I'll be looking around.
Okay. Well, okay, looking around where? Fox?
Okay, now you can see the building.
Yeah, you're in the top left.
Okay. I'm gonna look on the left side.
Inside the building or outside just give me an idea of what it is you're looking at or for or something.
I'm looking for a way down. Like any weird doors, traps.
Okay. Outside, you don't see stairs or a door that looks like it would go into any kind of it below ground at all. You just see these are the two smallest buildings, and then all the rest of the buildings are quite large. So I mean, there could be stairs in one of those. You don't know, but they're all very large, and they're all a lot more people around them. This building seems to be the only one with nobody nearby it. By this point, Pogo has made it to the center of the green and is walking up onto a stage. It seems like he's probably going to be starting his performance soon.
You guys can still probably hear me in the short distance yelling.
Yeah, it's not very far. It's not a huge place.
Trying to get the crowd excited.
So where I guess looking around outside, you don't see anything, Fox. But where are you looking inside? You going anywhere else? What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna go inside and start looking a bit carefully.
Okay. All right, then inside, give me an investigation check.
Okay.
Norok, are you going inside as well? Or are you staying out there?
I am going to stay out of here and look around and see what other buildings there are besides the center building, the cathedral, and just look around from where I'm standing and look at some other buildings and try to get an idea of which one I'm going to try to investigate next.
Okay. With that investigation, Arteme, you this room that you and Nazim are standing in is pretty bare. There's really not much here. There's basically a bench on the far side and then a door on either side of it. Both doors are closed. And again, this door over here, let me put a circle on it real quick. This door on this side, right there, there's a window right beside the door, and it looks like it peeks into an office, and it's just filled top to bottom with documents. But apart from that, this room itself seems pretty bare.
Gotcha. Okay, I'll go back outside then.
Okay. Nazim, what are you doing?
I'm going to check out that office.
Okay.
I'm going to walk up to this, look in the window, see if I can get a better look and see if there's anything else other than papers, and I'm going to carefully open the door and enter.
All right. Then you, looking through the window, top to the bottom, you can see barely into the room a little bit through the window. There's one candle sitting on the desk, and then the desk is just covered in all these scrolls and papers and so on. You open the door, stepping inside, there's no one in here. Oh, sorry, I gotta move that. Remember, I was using this room as the other one as well, so you can ignore that there was a token in there. That was the one that Pogo had seen. Stepping inside the room, though, there's a desk that is just covered in papers, like a very simple but sturdy, but like a not decorated or anything, just a very simple chair under the desk. I gotta look at something real quick here. Oh, I have an add-on that does that for me. That's pretty handy. Oh shit. So okay. The only reason that this is going to be popped up is specifically because this was Nazim. Nazim, do you remember how passive perception works, Sako?
Slightly, yes.
So how perception works basically is if you guys are choosing to look for something, right? If you're spending your time trying to find something, that's when you would roll for perception. Your passive perception is just the things that you would just notice out in the world. Just being around, you would notice if a bird flies overhead if you happen to be that observant. But if you're not that observant, maybe you wouldn't notice that. Nazim's passive perception is 18.
Ooh, wow.
Very high. you would need to roll. Basically, you would need to beat a 15 to notice what I'm about to describe here. But because Nazim's passive is so high, it's above what the roll would need to be. Does that make sense? Does everybody understand what that means?
Yeah.
Automatic.
Okay. Actually, Arteme is a 16 as well, so Arteme also would have noticed it. Nobody else. The rest of you guys are too low on that. Your passive would have been too low. But if you had rolled above that, you would have seen it. The number was a 15 that you needed. But both Arteme and Nazim have high enough passive perceptions that they would just automatically notice this. When you step past the desk, Nazim, you notice that the chair is sitting slightly ajar. It's like lifted up in one corner as if it was like a table might be not level and somebody might put a shiv under one corner of it, right? So you look down at the feet because it seems odd that it's kind of tipped over a little bit. You look down at the feet and there's a trap door that the chair is sitting on. It is not hidden. It's not like there's nothing trying to. I'm saying trapdoor because that's the kind, like a hatch basically, but it's not.
Downstairs.
It's just a hatch. Yeah, it's not. They're not trying to hide it. There's not a carpet covering it or anything else. It's not even closed all the way. It's clear that nobody is trying to keep this a secret. It's just this is way down. It seems like beneath the desk there.
Okay. I will quickly walk back and try and get Artemis' attention.
Okay.
Just kind of wave her down and,
Are you floating?
No, just slow
regular
walking,
walk?
creep walking,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
And then just let her know what I saw, and I'll motion to her ears on her walkie-talkie or walkie-talkies to let everyone know what we just found in here.
Okay. By the way, it took Sarah a while to find that, which is why I pointed out that it was why I had to point out that it was funny that Nazim's passive was so high. Anyway, Arteme.
Yep. Okay, so I'll let Norak know that there's something inside, I guess. That would have been leaving.
Okay.
He found it. So I'll use it and say, "Hey, we found a way down."
Okay.
Go over.
Then, as you guys step back in and start walking through the room here, Norak, you're stepping in. You didn't say you're trying to be sneaky, right? Norak did not say that. Okay, all right. Then you hear
I
some.
can't work on that.
You hear some rustling.
Yeah.
You're fine. No, totally fine. You hear some rustling in the other office, the one that Nazim is not inside of, that Arteme just approached to. You hear some rustling in there, and there's the door cracks open and peeks out, and you see a small human woman in these kind of dark brown robes peeking around the corner, looking at Norak. She's the only one that he can see, or that she can see. Can I help you? And she kind of slowly closes the door a little bit until there's just a very thin crack that her eye is peeking through, like she's trying to hide behind the door.
Actually, one of my slaves ran off, little half man, like even shorter than you, had a lute in his hand. He just loves to run off and play music. Have you seen him?
She's like, you can hear nervousness in her voice, like trepidation in her voice, like she's clearly afraid of you. It's obvious. I heard some commotion at the green. I think somebody's going to be singing.
You hear a banjo just starting to
about
tune
that
up.
time. Yeah, about that time, the banjo starts plunking away, probably very soon followed by Pogo's voice, and she closes the door, and you hear a click right behind the door.
Okay.
We'll jump over to Pogo from there, so you guys can pick up from there. All right, jumping over to Pogo. Justin, I don't have
That's okay.
a stage for you, so go right ahead.
All right, so I'm
Let me
going
turn
to
off the awful chanting.
Sure. I'm not muted, right? You hear me, right?
No, you're fine. Yep, I'm turning off the chanting so that it doesn't
Got
invade
it.
your sound.
I was just eating food, so I was on mute. I always get confused. All right. So I'm going to go up on the stage, and as I'm going up there, I'm going to try to get everyone's attention that I can find and make sure my goal here is just keep as many people away from wherever they're at doing their thing for at least the remainder while they're doing whatever they're working on. So I'm going to get on stage wearing my flamboyantly colored fine clothes. I don't have my hat, so I can't turn that into more of a disguise. Pull out my banjo, and I'm going to let everyone know it's wonderful to see you all today. And I would like you all to go ahead and either clap your hands or go ahead and bang your hands on the table to go along with this song. This is a great song. This was taught to me by a lovely man of the cloth when I was a child, and it's really stuck with me. So, who's ready to hear a fun song, huh?
Yeah, there's a few chants if you, kind of hands up in the air like they're waving a bit. They're all standing out in the rain. Nobody's sitting, like, there's no pews or anything. They're all standing out on this kind of small hill with you at the top of it.
So, everyone clap along when we go with this, all right? The song is called The Pheasant Plucker. All right.
I wonder where this is going. Sorry,
Dad's a pheasant plucker. He's a very busy man, so I help him plucking pheasants, and I do the best I can. Sometimes he will go away and leave me on my own, so I'm left there sitting plucking pheasants all alone. I'm not the pheasant plucker, I'm the pheasant plucker's son, and I'm only plucking pheasants till the pheasant plucker comes. My husband likes to pluck with me, we have a lot of fun. He tickles me with pheasant feathers when the plucking's done. The laughing and the giggling helps to keep me fit and trim. There's nothing I would rather do than pheasant pluck with him. I'm not the pheasant plucker, I'm the pheasant plucker's wife, and when we pluck together, it's a pheasant plucking life. For the job of pheasant plucking, my friend was born and bred. He likes to have a pheasant pluck before he goes to bed. I try to lend a helping hand to gather up the feathers. It's really all the pheasant plucking keeps us here together. I'm not the pheasant plucker, I'm the pheasant plucker's friend. If we're out plucking pheasants, then we're driving around the bend. And that's about halfway through the song. So I'm trying to get everyone clapping along to this.
Right. There's a lot of heavy gauntleted fists clapping because most of them are wearing armor. There are plenty of clergy in there as well, but for the most part, they're in the white robes and the gleaming armor, but banging metal gloves together.
All right, and then so I was hoping everyone could hear that going on.
Sure, give me a performance check.
Oh yeah.
But go ahead and make it with advantage too, because you managed to. You got Julia enough to. Oh shit! Okay, okay, that's good. I saw the Wilo thing that it was a 1, but with a 19 for a total of 28. Yeah, because you halfway look at that 19.
Let's just see out of curiosity if I get something higher.
Oh yeah, because it would have been advantage. That was just a regular roll.
Might as well go for see if I can get a 20.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yep,
28. I'll take a 28.
Yep. They seem well corralled. They seem entertained. There's a lot of smiles. There's a lot of helmets that are sitting on the ground, even though they're standing out in the rain, which you are a little surprised by that. You probably expected they would be wearing their helmets if anything. But they're a lot of them are they seem to be handling or taking the performance very well, cheering for more, cheering for the kind of clapping others on the shoulders, things like that.
Oh, there's more, but you got to get more excited. Keep clapping. And so I'm gonna keep singing here in a few bits, but we can jump to the rest of the group, and then they'll all hear that going.
Then we will jump back over to Sarah with the priest or the avatar is clearly very dead, and Kamazoth is still tearing away at it. You hear, like I said, you heard the stirring coming from behind you. Around a corner, just to the south of you, there is, I can't get her around the corner, but there's a clergy, it's actually a male, this one, but around the corner here, looking up around the way, hearing bloody splatters as Kamazoth is tearing into this, and just sees, looking in your direction, but doesn't appear to be able to see anything. And then there's also the sound of a door unlocking to the south. Oh shit! I did not mean to have these guys linked. That's gonna make things annoying. I had them linked, which means that when I killed one, the other, I'll tell you, there's more than one avatar in this place. So when I marked one as dead, it marked all of them as dead, which.
Just Corzantilus.
Just leave it that way, right? You just killed them all. You hear a door unlock, and this also during the same 6 seconds of where the other one had fallen, and the metal clanks of the sabatons hitting the floor coming around the corner here of another avatar. It is your turn. Still standing inside the darkness.
For some reason, it says that I only have 1 first level. I should have 3, I think.
Yeah, you had 3, because you used Disguise Self, and that was it.
Yeah.
I bet when I casted it... wait, Darkness is level 2?
Yeah, I had to change that one, too, because it's a weird one.
Okay. Well, I casted the Darkness for you before you came back in, so that must have been it for there. But either way, you casted Disguise Self, and you casted... Oh, you didn't cast Shield.
Mm-mm.
I don't know. Maybe when you reloaded it had a cached version or something. But I actually looked at what spell slots you had earlier. It was 3 first levels. You had all of your second levels, all your third levels, and only 1 fourth level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I did cast Chaos Bolt, so that would be 2 first.
Okay, there you go.
Right.
Right.
Okay. I'm just going to shit. All right, so I'm gonna turn around. Can I see her peeking around the corner?
Yep. Yeah, you see one of the clergy peeking around the corner in a brown cloak. It's a man actually. And then there's another avatar coming around the corner. You can't see from here where the helmet's on, and seems like they're running in this direction.
Right. I still look like the Verum or whatever, right?
Well, you said you changed it to
A
a child, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just going to try and start crying and walk out of the darkness.
All right. That's an idea. Okay.
You
You step out of it, looking like a halfling child or a human child.
Like a little human child.
Okay. Are you saying anything or just crying?
I am just crying and I'm saying there's a big scary monster in there.
Ooh. All right. Give me a performance check with disadvantage.
Oh man.
They did just hear, the other avatar shout that he needed help.
Control or shift is
If you just click it, it should give you the pop-up box for advantage, disadvantage.
Nope, it just rolled
No?
it.
Okay. We'll go ahead and click it again, that's fine. An 8. All right. Well, the clergy man standing around the corner there, he kind of steps out a little bit and looks puzzled and starts to kind of carefully walk in your direction, a little bit cautious, but seemingly, concerned. And throughout this, the Juth or the avatar that's running by runs just like kind of pushes him out of the way, almost basically coming in your direction.
As soon as he gets to that point, I am casting slow on both of them.
All right. Go ahead, and I'll say that you can use that as slow as a reaction or as an action.
No, it's an action.
That's fine. I will say that would be, all happening at the same time anyways. All right. But that is, darkness will drop, yeah.
I think that one add-on is broken because even if she doesn't have a concentration thing, it says that she's trying to cast one while she already has one.
She does have concentration.
Oh,
she has darkness up right now. But I think you're right though. I think it did that even for last week for Pogo. I think.
I did it last week. Yeah. People didn't have any in it. So
yeah.
I just
Yeah, I'll have to look at it. All right, go ahead and put slow. Oh, you did. All right. DC 16. He passes. The Juthran, the avatar passes. The clergy does not.
Shit.
I'm gonna go ahead and remove the template that it dropped, anyways.
Oh, yeah.
Just so it doesn't lag you any further.
Hoping it would hit him. Okay. Bonus action. Where am I? Where is it? Yeah, screw it. Bonus action, Misty Step, 30 feet behind me.
Oh, hang on. I did not want to do that then. 30 feet back, further back the hallway?
Yep.
All right.
Because I notice he ain't slowing down.
Okay.
20, 25. I will just do 25 up to the door.
All right. Then that will be it for your turn. That brings us to Kamazoth then, because both of them actually rolled higher. I'm just going to keep your initiative instead of re-rolling these as separate encounters, at least for this one, since it happened, quick enough afterwards. Kamazoth, still dripping with the corpse that's on the ground in front of you that you kind of teleported past, turns in the direction of the avatar. You hear him shriek, and then he bats his just one heavy flap of his wings and sails in the direction of the avatar, and is not really anything particularly useful there. Oh, and I don't have the bat's attacks there. Here, I'll have to do them manually. Is going to careening into the avatar, try to slash at him, which would only be a 12, which is not going to impact him. Is going to trying to kind of still keep himself aloft, is batting around the head of the avatar and trying to claw at him unsuccessfully. We'll come to the clergy. The clergy actually is going to turn and run out this way.
He's slowed, so he's only half moving.
Half speed, all right. Wait, that's so 10, 15, 20. So you'd only be able to get to there. Actually, unintentionally, is trying to rush out the way that you came in, towards the door at the far end there, and is now in the way of the Avatar. The Avatar then is going to reach over and trying to just slam Kamazoth into the wall and just pin into the far wall over there. Is going to look in your direction and send a guiding bolt at you.
Shit. Where am I? Third level counter spell.
All right.
Boom.
Okay. All right. Then seeing the bolt of radiant energy hit, careening towards you. You snap it out of existence in the middle of the kind of passage as it had flown past the clergyman there, and it is stopped. Does he have any useful bonus actions? Not really. All right. That'll be it for his turn. Back to you.
Oh, right. Okay. Hang on, let me double check something real quick, because I hadn't made it that far. Can I use... I can use a... Oh no, you can use 3 levels stored in the rod at a time. Okay. Well, shit. Damn.
You were casting that normally, though. You didn't have the rod in your hand. At least you didn't say so.
Yeah, no, I was looking at if I could use my last 4th level and still use the rod for something else for it, but nope. Right, okay. Crap. I guess we'll just use Chaos Bolt. Where are my features? Twin Spell. I feel really bad about this, but... right.
Feels weird. Feels weird having a fight without combat music, so I'm gonna go ahead and put it on, and I'll just I'll just turn it back off when we jump back and forth. Go ahead.
Go for it. Alright, so I'm gonna use sorcery points, use twin spell, and I'm going to hit them both. I feel really bad I'm gonna hit this guy, but
okay.
I'm gonna hit them both with the chaos bolt at first level. Shit.
Is it 2 separate attack roll? Oh, your twin spell, yeah, so it would be 2... It is still 2 attack rolls, right?
No, it's the same attack roll.
Okay, alright. Then a 24 will definitely hit both. 3 and a 2.
3.
Oh, shit. For almost no damage, though.
Jesus.
How?
Light them on fire.
A D8, and a D6,
2,
and you got
3,
a 6.
and a 1.
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright.
Oh, wait. I get... Oh, no. I got rid of that one. Never mind. I can't do that.
What was it?
The thing that lets me re-roll ones on spells damage. I think I traded that one for the twin spell.
I'm going to show you something real quick here. Just so that I can make sure that you feel bad about this.
Oh, no.
That was not on purpose. The clergyman, look at his hit points at the bottom left there.
Oh, that's terrible.
The innocent clergyman didn't do anything, and you just smack him with a fireball and a bolt of fiery chaos, and kill the poor guy.
I can't
Shouldn't have been standing
out and telling other people that I'm here.
Sure, okay. The
some holy leather.
Yeah, really. There you go. Just skid him. Is that too loud, guys? Should I turn it? Yeah, that sounds a little bit loud on my side. Okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right. All right. Then the other bolt, though, as you send this chaos out and it splits midair, careening one and impacting the clergyman, who already slowed, collapses forward, just burning. You know, the fire catching onto the robe, the hood of the robe, and just the body just laying still in front of the doorway, burning. The Jutherin in the back, the Avatar, the bolt sailing in his direction, he kind of smacks it with his gloved hand, the one that he just used to send the guiding bolt in your direction, still impacting him, still burning a little bit, but it doesn't seem to have, 6 damage just isn't enough to have slowed him much.
Right, I'm gonna stay where I am, but I'm gonna pull out the rod just in case, and then that's it.
All right, then now we'll come to Kamazoth. Kamazoth is still, he's kind of pinning Kamazoth to the wall, just with one gloved hand, one of his golden gloves, pinning him to the wall. Kamazoth is going to cast Shocking Grasp again, but not at 4th level this time. If I can find it. Why does it not give me the... Alright, well, the 19 will work. It's only supposed to be 4... Oh, that's why. His modifier is so huge. Okay. Alright, so it'll be 4D... I'm just going to... Okay, so I can't put the bonus on there because it's not letting me change the level that it's trying to roll at, so it's going to be the 4D8 because it's just rolling it at 1 level. So the D8s are... Still 20... Oh, yeah. No, I did it right. Okay, good. Okay. I didn't think it was going to work, but 25, though, of electricity damage passing through him for 25 more. Right. A little more than bloodied. I mean, he's definitely slowed pretty significantly from the impact and then the electricity passing through him from the bat that he's holding onto. It is his turn, but we'll come back to in just a minute here. We will go ahead and jump back over to Nazim, Norok, and Arteme in the building there.
Okay, well, and I think Nazim and I are waiting in the office.
Yeah, so you guys are in the smaller office. You did hear a kind of quiet, afraid-sounding woman coming from the other office right beside the one that you're in, and, talking to Norok. So what do you guys
We
do?
also heard just this loud banjo playing.
Yeah.
And, people clapping along far in the distance.
Yeah, a nice raucous distraction in the distance. Arteme, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna wave Norok over and wait for him to get here to go down.
Okay. If you're standing there in the doorway while he's, waving him over and everything, give me a perception check.
Okay.
Oh, all right. While you're kind of walking over to the door and kind of peeking out, and this conversation happens between Norok and someone else, and you looking around the giant hand there, try to kind of get his attention and wave him over. Your eye crosses the desk there, and some of the papers on the desk. You happen to catch Sarah's last name on the table, just written on. It's a big blurb. There's a lot of text written on this, but you see Sarah. Your eyes just happen to catch that her last name is written in the middle of that text, and then you kind of wave Norok over.
Okay. I'll pick up the paperwork.
Okay. Nazim, what are you doing?
Okay, I'm going to snuff out one of the candles to darken the room slightly.
Okay.
And carefully open that hatch and look down, just to kind of gauge the brightness of the tunnel down there.
Okay. You pull the chair out of the way and lift the hatch, and it is brightly lit down below. It's not. There's a ladder. You're looking at literally just like a very heavy-duty ladder with handholds on either side, the whole way down. A pretty well-used, but like pretty safe way to climb up and down. It's not like you're not looking at like a rickety ladder into a dark pit or anything like that.
Gotcha. All right, Norok, do you want to check that room next door before we go down? Or
He's still outside. He's in the other room.
Outside.
Yeah, but Norok, we'll go ahead and jump over real quick so that Norok could have come in maybe if you wanted to.
Okay. Now, the only things I see are the two offices in here and then the door behind me, right? The one that the lady's in and the one that I saw Arteme and Nazim in? Okay. I am going to, if I try, I'm going to grab the thumb on this statue, the giant hand statue. Can I move it if I pull it?
Give me a strength check.
Careful, Mask, it might release a gas bomb.
I know, huh?
Oh, come on. Fucking hate that joke.
Wasn't that one room acid or something that was like building up, not smoke?
Where? What room?
We were in one and we did a puzzle wrong, and those like poison or something coming out. Yeah.
It's still not letting me roll homes if you want to just roll for me.
I thought yours was working when Becky's wasn't. All right. Strength check. Well, you're technically big athletics, I guess, in this case. So I'll go ahead and give you your proficiency.
Well, I can probably. Yeah, I was going to say either way I can probably do that. But, yeah.
That's fine. I got it. 16. No, you yank on it in. It's a solid statue. It doesn't seem like it has any moving parts.
Okay. Then when I look around these rooms, is there anything that looks like I can bar that door with or put in front of it that's heavy enough? Or something to jam in between the handles if it's like a double door,
It's not a double door, but you mean okay. Okay, well, so none of these are double doors anyways. I should have just done one for the top part, but it was two separate
you already
pieces of
did
door.
say that, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no, you're fine. So you're talking about the door to the north of you or the door to the office?
Yeah, the entrance to the building.
I think so there's a bench to the south of you. This thing over here.
Okay, on the south wall.
Yeah, this is a bench right there. You kind of see the line there. I should have been trying to make it a square, but anyways, this thing right here is a bench. That you like. It doesn't look like it's secured. You could easily lift it. It's not heavy anyways.
All right, I'm going to pick it up and then try to bar the north door with it.
When you pick it up, there's a kind of slight screech as the wood is scratching against the across the floor, and there's a squeal. Like the woman in the other room squeals a little bit, and then is quiet again.
Okay. I'm gonna just try to block that door the best I can.
Okay, you did close the door first.
Yeah.
Okay, all
I'll
right.
put the
Then
there. Yeah.
go ahead and give me sleight of hand, maybe. I guess depending on kind of how you're trying to jam it in place to secure it in place, because the doors do open in. So if you're just trying to block it in place, as long as you can get it kind of stuck in there enough, then it would probably hold.
Yeah.
Okay. You jam it in there as best you can. You feel like, if somebody really kind of is determined enough to smash against it a few times, it'll probably break on through and push the bench out of the way. But you do hear Pogo singing far to the southeast, and seems to have that crowd, singing along, and they're clapping. There's just a lot of noise coming from them. You feel pretty confident you're probably not going to get too distracted here as long as you don't wait too long.
Okay. And I'm going to go into the office with Arteme and Nazim, and
Okay.
I guess just see what they're doing.
Okay. All right. Then we'll jump back
Follow them
to.
if they already went out.
I jumped away from Nazim's because he was looking for a reaction from Norak. So go ahead, Nazim.
Oh, yeah, I was just asking Norak if you want to check next door. But the whole time I'm just kind of looking down the hole,
Okay.
contemplating going down.
Okay.
And then I'm going to kind of wave over to Arteme and just point down as if saying, hey, let's go.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll follow.
Okay. What are you doing with the paper?
I'm just gonna shove my.
You're not reading it. You're just putting it away.
Yeah, I'm not gonna read it.
Okay.
I'm just grabbing it and I'm gonna give it to Sarah when we see her again.
Okay. All right.
I'll go
Then.
with them.
All right. Then the hatch, basically you can see across the floor here. It's not too obvious because it's just solid stone, but the desk is clearly very light and easy to move. It's the kind of intent to be able to get the desk out of the way. It's clear this is just too small of an office, and this was where the hatch had happened to be. So like the desk kind of easily lifts out of the way to make enough room down the hatch for all of you. Sarah didn't have to because she was very small when she climbed down the other one. But you kind of move the desk out of the way and can start to climb down the ladder. At the bottom, or at least when you're even halfway down, are you guys going down in any particular order?
I'm assuming I'd be last because I think Nazim and Arteme went first. So.
Okay.
I'll jump down first.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then you heading down, halfway down, Nazim. Well, really, all three of you by the time you get down. It's not very tall. It's only probably 15 feet down, following the ladder. But like I said, with these very comfortable handholds and everything, it seems like it's well used. But you can see that there's a hallway that this comes down kind of in the middle of a little bit, and there's natural light coming from one end of it and candlelight coming from the other side. And as soon as you make it to the bottom and kind of peeking around the corner, you can see the direction that the natural light is coming from leads outside. There is a very large door with a large window in the middle of it, and you can see that there are two Juthrans standing outside of it, and they seem like they're talking to each other. It's 20 feet down that hallway. The other way leads down some stairs. That seems to go further into this place. Basically, that way would go outside. The other way goes further downstairs into this place. What are you guys doing?
Can they still hear me playing?
It's probably a little bit muffled, but because the doorway that leads outside, then they're at least able to hear some coming through that, yeah. What direction are you guys going?
I guess away from the natural light would be the best bet.
Going
Yeah.
further in then? Okay. All right. Then I'm going to go ahead and move you guys over there, and then we will jump back over to Pogo.
I had a pal on a go, could pluck a frozen pheasant, but you have to pluck them fresh or else it's really quite unpleasant. I'm not good at plucking pheasants and the plucking I've no luck. Though some peasants find it pleasant, I would rather pluck a duck. I'm not the pheasant plucker, I'm the pheasant plucker's mate. I'm only plucking pheasant cause the pleasant plucker's late. Oh, I fucked up.
That would happen eventually.
I'm the pheasant plucker and he's very good to me. He frequently invites me round to have a cup of tea. We have pheasant plucking parties and a pheasant plucking games. Before we pluck the pheasants, we will give them silly names. I'm not the pheasant plucker, I'm the pheasant plucker's mother, and the mother plucking pheasants, it's as good as any other. My cousin is a pheasant plucker, he's the best I've seen. I'm no good at plucking pheasants, I really am quite green. He could pluck a buffalo or even do a moose. Well, I have trouble getting down off either duck or goose. I'm not the pheasant plucker, I'm the pheasant plucker's cousin. And the time it took to sing the song, he plucked a half a dozen. I was trying to find a chord that would work with that, but I couldn't. Oh, and I'm going to be like, thank you, I'll be back with another one here momentarily. And I'm going to kind of walk to the back a little bit, and I'm going to touch my little earpiece and just kind of whisper, how's it going? Is this helping the distraction? Is this helping you guys? Is everything okay?
It's
Yeah,
on the
guys,
way to
that's-
the underground. So just keep going.
Keep going. All right.
Oh.
Just want to make sure this is helping.
Oh my.
All right. Okay. How's everyone? Is everyone having fun then?
Okay, so I thought you were leaving the stage. You just were turning
Oh, well, I
to
was
the
just
side.
kind of turning around and going
Okay.
to the end of the
All right.
back of the stage to find out
Okay.
where everyone is. But if they responded, they're good.
Applause, lots of shouts of more. Just they seem like they're certainly very well enjoying it.
All right. I've got another song for you. This one is about an old friend of mine. Are you guys ready?
When you are kind of beginning to go into this song, there was a group that is off to the northwest a bit, over where. In fact, actually, give me a perception check on Pogo with advantage.
Word up.
Well, with advantage, so hopefully it'll be better than a 5.
Sorry, my...
There we go. That's quite a bit
There it
better. All right. With a 5, you would not have caught this for sure. That's good, Sako. That boy good.
That boy good.
We're good!
Far to the northwest, because you knew where your friends were on the other side of the wall there, when they had told you kind of where they were at, you did happen to notice Norak and Arteme peeking their heads around a corner, and earlier, that was as you were approaching the stage. Now, as you were kind of having that conversation and then telling the crowd that you're going to start another song here, you saw a group of 2 pacifiers and another avatar walking towards that building, and then they stopped as soon as you said that you're going to sing another song, and they kind of turned and crossed their arms and look in your direction.
All right! I love you guys. I hope you're having a good time. So this song is about an old friend of mine. It's called Sarah. Are you ready? Sarah, sitting in a shoe shine shop. All day long she sits and shines. All day long she shines and sits. Sarah, sitting in a shoe shine shop. Sarah, sitting in a Chevrolet. Sarah, sitting in a Chevrolet. All day long she sits and shifts. All day long she shifts and sits. Sarah, sitting in a Chevrolet. Sarah, sitting on a battleship. Sarah, sitting on a battleship. All day long she sits and ships. All day long on ships she shits. Sarah, sitting on a battleship. Want some more? Come on! You in the back! Come get in here! Come clap along!
Half
And
the
I'm
crowd
gonna-
are kind of leaning over and just laughing in place and kind of holding, a gauntleted hand on a nearby friend's shoulder. They're just giggling at the seemingly unintentional, whether there were or not, who knows, but mistakes, adding to the humor of it.
So close!
But you seem to have clearly gotten all of their attention and just enraptured watching the performance. The 3 are still just kind of standing in place. You see wide grins across their faces. None of those 3 are even wearing helmets. But they seem to be enthralled. Are you continuing performance? What are you doing?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna finish this song. Just Sarah,
there you go,
sitting in the seafood shop. All day long she sits and shucks. All day long she shucks and sits. Sarah, sitting in a seafood shop. Sarah, working with a flock of ducks. Sarah, working with a flock of ducks. All day long she flocks her ducks. All day long her ducks she flocks. Sarah, working with a flock of ducks. So I'm just gonna keep singing that song. and then at the end of the song, I'm going to play a little banjo off with it, and then I'm gonna just come back on my earpiece, just whisper under my breath a little bit. All right, I've got everyone enjoying this, but are you sure you're all? If you need me, please let me know over the Rocky Talkie. And then I'm just gonna keep doing more performance, trying to keep everyone out from the outside buildings.
Okay. There's you see a silver armored, you assume is one of the pacifiers, approaching the stage, giggling. Very big wide smile, clearly very much enjoying the performance. Can I have a turn? Do you want to take a break there, little Gleeman?
Sure. What's your name?
That is Nicodemus.
Nicodemus. What is your specialty, Nicodemus? Come on up here. Get in front of you.
I thought I would just have a song as well.
Sure, go ahead. Why don't you go ahead and sing your song?
I heard you getting a little hoarse there at the end. But they've heard me plenty of times. I just figured if you wanted to take a break for a few minutes, I could take over, and then you can come back and give us an encore.
That sounds fantastic. In fact, tell you what, I'm gonna go. I'll go tune up my banjo a little bit, and I'll be right back. I'm gonna just make sure give everyone a round of applause, guys. He'll keep it going, and I'll be back in just a few minutes.
And they are clearly won over by your performance, even though they don't necessarily like your people. You've proven that they at least like you at the very least, anyways. But they're all still paying close attention to Nicodemus as he approaches the stage. He gets up there. You can hear him kind of start to sing very much out of key. Just a dirge. Like it's not even a good song. It's clear like he'll probably lose the crowd if you're gone for too long. But you've at least been bought enough time to step away.
I'm going to step away, and then I'm going to kind of, just with my banjo, not like terribly, just on, I'm just going to, take my things and kind of go. I'm like, I'll be right back, guys. I'll be right back. And then I'm just going to kind of walk away a little bit as if I'm going to go prepare, but I'm going to head back towards that other corner where I thought everyone else was going to go to, just out of curiosity. So I'll be heading up to that building.
All right, then you make your way out towards that building. We'll come back to you there as you're approaching the front. I'm going to tell you, actually, you approaching the doors, you open the big door there and see there's a bench that's kind of half shoved in the middle, like stuck in the way. You're small enough you can easily just crawl right under it, but it's kind of blocking the doorway. Clearly looks like Norok's handiwork.
The doorway that so it's blocked from the side going in.
Okay. Hang on 1 second, guys. Sure. I'm gonna play this as loud as I can. This is coming from my phone.
Oh, is this Leah's?
Sarah, working with a flock of ducks. Sarah, working with a flock of ducks. All day long she flocks with ducks. All day long her ducks she flocks.
Oh man, that's funny. So Leah. Leah, Justin's fiance, walked over to the text with his guitar on the floor and him singing in his chair, like kind of dancing in place and everything. It was great.
Couldn't find it to go along with that.
Oh, that's funny. Clearly kind of making fun of him, but it was
I'll take it.
How much he's getting into the performance. That was funny.
No bad press. By the way, if there's no one in the room when I walk in, I'm gonna cast invisibility on myself as well.
Okay.
So.
Okay, then Are you casting it before you open the door?
I'm casting it if I go into the room, like, I'll be right back. I'm going to go into the room, and if I don't see anyone in the room, then I'm going to cast invisibility on myself. Just normal invisibility.
Then you open the door, and you notice that the door is at the back there. One of them is cracked a little bit, and there's a face peeking out through it.
Oh, so I do see that. Then I will simply... So the other one has like a... something
both doors are open now. Yeah, both doors are open. Well, sorry, the door... So do you see yourself on the top left of the map?
Oh.
Go all the way to the top left.
Yeah.
So right in front of the door is a diagonal top left to bottom right bench. It is jammed in the doorway, preventing a human-sized shape from being able to walk through the doorway.
To be able to get. Okay, I get it. I thought it was on one of those doors. Yeah, I'll just kind of crawl through.
Okay. Like there's not much space, but there's enough enough of a gap for you to be able to crawl through the tiny space beneath the where the bench is kind of blocking the door.
Outward, and
no, they open in. You're just pushing the door enough that you can kind of crawl through it. You're just small enough to be able to fit through.
Then in that case, I'm going to giggle and I'm going to turn around and try to put the immovable rod in between both doors and then turn that on.
All right. Okay, it's only one, but I mean, the immovable rod will definitely prevent the door from being able to open.
Yeah, just in the middle of the two big doors.
Right.
Then I'm going to giggle to myself, and then I'm going to...
Okay. Then you crawl through, stand up, press the push the button on the immovable rod to keep the door from being able to open at all. And then standing up, looking back there is a woman in the far office to the right, to your right, on the left side of the map there, and she's kind of peeking around, seeing you do this.
She also thinks that some little slave is running around.
There was I don't know the nice word for it. There was a very big man here looking for you. I don't know where he went. I think he put that there. You're not going to hurt me, right?
Oh no. By the way, he won't hurt you either. He's a very friendly big guy. Okay, well. Right, well, this I'll be back. I'm just going to go and I'm surprised he's looking for me, but that's fine. I'm gonna go just check on him, and I'll be back in a few minutes. But just to be safe, because did he tell you to stay in that room or anything?
She kind of opens her mouth like she's going to reply, and then she just closes the door, and you hear a click.
All right. Well, I'm sure that won't come back to hurt us. And then I'm just going to go ahead and do I see, is it obvious where they went, or is it just...
Well, there's a door open in the back. The other door.
If there's only one other door, then I will go to that door.
Okay. You go through that door, and it is quite obvious that there is a desk that has been pulled out of the way and a hatch that is wide open. Yeah, desk pulled out of the way and a giant hatch on the floor that is wide open with a ladder.
Well, this seems about right. I'm gonna go ahead and I'll go ahead and just might as well just go down this ladder thing and close the hatch behind me and all right.
Okay, then
I'm probably kind of hustling at this point. I don't know where they are or what they're.
I'm going to say that you're probably close to catching up behind them anyway. So we'll go ahead and jump back over, and then I think after this next round, you guys will all be, at least you four, will be back together. All right, so we'll jump over to back to Sarah.
All right, it changed the map on me, so I can't see myself now.
I see you on the map. What do you see? What does it look like for you?
I see a room with a big red carpet and a hand with glowing fingers.
Okay, so drag yourself far to the right. Drag the map far to the right, and then you should see yourself.
Ah, there I am. Okay.
Yeah, you're just at the end of the hallway there.
All right.
Oh man. The text chain our other group is responding to Justin's video of him singing.
I should be like, hey, if you guys want to get advantage on your performance and speech roles, got to.
Yeah, this is what you got to do, right?
This is also what happens when karaoke is closed for like an entire year.
I particularly enjoy the little kind of half dancing jig while you're still sitting in the chair a little bit.
That's me reading the lyrics on the computer, and I can't get too far away because they're very tricky to read. I'm like, all my brain power.
Honestly, the whole time I was expecting you to mess up way more. Like you only messed up twice in what, 3 songs, 3 repeated songs.
The first one's hard. The pheasant plucker one's hard. That one's tricky.
You did that one really it was until the very end. That's the one I really expected it early on. All right, back to Sarah in the Okay, so you guys, if you scroll over to the right, just don't do it. Just don't mess around in the map. Because it's all on the same map, so you guys could maybe see her. I'm not sure if it would work or not to allow you to.
Zoom in on your character.
Yeah, well, I mean, you guys, if you're just looking in your guys' general direction, that's fine. I just don't want you guys to know where Sarah is and then use the meta knowledge of trying to, get over to where she's at or something. because you wouldn't know that. So now that definitely sounds too loud. Oh, because it's the wrong song. That's why. There we go. Sorry. All right. Then. Let's see. He is going to the Juthrin that was just attacked by Kamazoth is going to pulling something from his belt. You see like a flail, essentially like a long whip, and he is charging in your direction. Is as he's charging, going to whip it out in your direction. Let's see. He can go 5, 10, 15, 20. He can get to. He's going to stop here. And try to flail or try to whip you with his flail.
Shit.
That's actually a flail on this guy, not the maul, but I didn't because they're all linked. I didn't do that correctly. I didn't mean to have them linked, so each one I keep having to reset their hit points and stuff on. 25.
Oh yeah. My 13 right now.
Yeah, you're not shadow skinned. So
Nope.
for another 9 damage. And going to after kind of cracking you across the neck and the side of the face with it, brings it back and then whips it back at you again.
So that'd be 53.
For 24. I assume that'll also hit.
Yes. Ow.
For another 3d6 plus 3. For 14 more damage.
Oh my god.
And that is it for his turn.
Alright, hang on. I gotta do terrible math. Hang on.
17 plus 12. So 29. You were at 54 or something like that, right?
53 after the first hit, so...
Okay.
Yeah.
You're at 24 now.
Holy crap! 24 hit... Wait, no, that's not right.
Yeah.
24 hit points?
You're at 53, and he just did 29. He hit you for 12, and then hit you for 17.
No, I already took off the 12, so...
Oh, okay.
Whew. I was like, that is not... There's no way. There's no way I'm that low. Okay. Oh, not there. 36. Okay. Roll of concentration?
You had slow. Well, slow, but it doesn't matter because it was off. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I would have dropped it as soon as the poor guy dropped.
Okay.
Right.
That's
my
still a
turn.
little loud. Let me. Yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna turn that down a little bit too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, now that I know that I'm in melee range, I'm not moving. Shit. No, you know what? I am going to...
There's an open doorway behind you that the first avatar came through.
Right. Health potions are...
Bonus action to drink.
Action. Yeah, okay. So
It's an action to give to someone else, but bonus action to drink yourself.
Alright, so I'm going to take my regular healing potion.
Okay.
So just roll 2d4 then.
Click the other formula. I might have it in there. Click that button that says it. There you go. Yep. 2d4 plus 2. Yep. So 10 hit points.
So back up to 46. Alright, and then for my action, I am going to Toll the Dead.
All right. 16. He fails. So it is...
D12.
All right.
Oh, did that roll D12s? No, that rolled D8s, I think.
It did roll d8s. Just go ahead and roll 2d12.
Why are these not popping up? Which one is the D12?
So third from the right.
Nope, that's a... Oh, shit. That's a D10. There we go.
All right. 13. No, 12 total. Yeah, 12 total.
It's
Right.
the same damage.
Yeah, it's the same anyways. All right. You send the sound of these sonorous bells ringing through his head. He immediately drops the flail and is clearly impacted with the momentary stun of these ringing in his ears and claps one gloved fist against his ear and is kind of just momentarily not stunned, but certainly distracted enough to have dropped his weapon. And he go ahead.
Backing through that open door.
Okay. Not closing it, you're just walking through the archway? All right.
Yep.
Okay.
Nope, I want line of sight. Is that a table?
Yeah.
Can I jump up on the table?
Yeah, I would say that you're not using all of your movement anyways. That was only like 10 feet. So I'd say that within your movement, you can jump onto the bench and then use that to jump up onto the table, yeah.
Sweet. So we're
So
gonna
you can
do
get
that.
to here. Okay. There you are.
Alright.
Okay, then that brings us to Kamazoth. Kamazoth, again, he was still kind of being held against the wall when he did that shocking grasp and fell just 2 feet to the floor. Is going to flap his wings again and sail into the back of the avatar here and do another shocking grasp at first level. For 22, which will hit. I got a number. Okay, he had 12 left for 17. Is enough to add to this pile of corpses that you keep growing on the on this doorstep here. There's now 3 bodies there, 2 avatars and 1 clergyman.
Close, so I can try to drag him in.
But as Kamazoth careens into the back of his head, can't get claws into flesh anywhere, but sends the electricity through it. The avatar stumbles forward, collapses into the helmet. You see the body still kind of jerking in place for a few seconds before it stills.
All right, then I'm gonna stop for a second and see if I hear anything else.
You definitely hear commotion. Yeah.
Fuck, coming my way.
There's hard. Give me a perception check.
I'm bad.
There was a lot of metal boots running through stone, running on stone floor. It was pretty loud. So that plus the fight, any shouts and so on. You guess that there's at least probably running in multiple directions, maybe, but at least some have to be coming this way.
Right, and I can't tell what direction it seems that they're coming from. Can I?
There's too many echoes coming through the hallways here. Yeah, I mean it's coming mostly from the southwest.
All right, then I'm just going to book it. Screw it, they already know I'm here. And I'm going southeast.
Okay. Go ahead and move yourself. Oh, I put you on the table.
They're just
didn't
going to be super confused seeing a young girl crying running through the halls. Fucking spoopy.
And a pile of corpses in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact,
so
let me go ahead and
I'm
put a marker there so that I don't forget that you guys have literally 3 bodies fucking laying on the ground here.
Yep, nope, I'm just booking it, and I'm going to just apologize as I run by the poor guy.
By the way, I actually prepped all of this 3 sessions ago, and you guys went the wrong way. Basically, I mean, really, I wasn't expecting a wrench to be thrown in the works, let's say, so I was expecting you guys would have been here a long time ago, and I expected you probably would have come at night. This place had at least double the number of people because you would have been here at night. Now, because you did it during the middle of the day, which is, ballsy, most of those people are up top being sung to by Pogo. So, I mean, it did make it a lot easier for you that you guys, did this.
Well, they were.
That's what I'm saying.
There's still time. This has only been 6 seconds.
Well, no, it's been we've been in here for about probably 5 minutes at this point.
I was
yeah.
up there singing a couple songs. So
Yeah.
As I run by Kamazoth, I'm just like, "You did amazing! Thank you so much. Come with me. Let's go."
You hear him screech at you, and he's kind of awkwardly stepping across the floor, kind of penguin-like. How they kind of have to shuffle because he can't. There's not much room for him to fly in here, so he's kind of awkwardly walking behind you.
He's super big, right? Like I can't.
Yeah,
fit him on the roof.
No. He's not. He's about your size. He's about 4 feet tall, like a little bit taller than you probably. And then with his wingspan, he'd be quite huge. Yeah.
So could I fit him on the broom with me?
You don't get the impression that he would be able to have the dexterity needed to be able to sit on it while it's moving.
Could he put his claws on it, hold on to the back of the broom?
He can. You've seen him fly short distances in here. I guess depending on what you're asking him to do, that might accomplish the same thing. What is your goal?
I just don't want to leave him behind, since he's half waddling.
Well, he's only doing that to catch because he was 10 feet away from you, and for him to try to fly past you would probably end up hitting you.
Okay, well that's fine then.
Yeah, you've seen him fly short bursts, and if you were ahead of him, he can probably keep up just fine.
Okay, then
Yeah.
then we're just gonna keep going.
Okay.
Oh, what is that?
So against the wall there at the south, you see another of those, the same kind of hand statue that you saw in the The entry, the seminary above, the office area. It's the symbol for the Inquisition. Theirs is the hand.
Okay. Shit, it lasts for 10 minutes only, I think. Is it 10 minutes?
Down below, by the way, you see, looking that direction, you see stairs leading down to like a small library, just filled with scrolls, top to bottom with scrolls.
Yeah, it only lasts for 10 minutes, so I'm not even going to waste it. I still hear people coming, right?
For sure.
Yeah, I'm just going to go. I'm not even going to bother.
Okay,
Probably
so
from
south,
us.
you are going the direction that you heard the sounds coming from. That is southwest.
Oh, whoops. Nope, other way.
Okay. You're fine. I was just making sure that if you were mixing up your west and your east. Ben does that all the time too.
I was.
Okay. You see a door at the end of the hallway there that is open, and that's the direction that Avatar came from. Kamazoth is right behind you. And we'll go ahead and we'll jump over, and then we'll come back to you here in a minute. Jumping over then for the rest of the group there, Norok, Nazim, and Arteme, you can hear a conversation that Pogo is having from above. You can't quite make out all the details of it because you're down and around a corner and so on, and he wasn't shouting. But you can hear Pogo talking from above, up the ladder. But you've kind of walked down the hallway a little ways and gone down some stairs, and are now in this kind of small chamber with a giant carpet on the floor, like a big rug on the floor with a big hand in the middle of it. What are you guys doing?
Looking around.
Sure. There are alcoves in the room. Each of them have another of those small hands with a brazier in the middle of them. And then further stairs going down. You can hear voices talking from the stairs below.
Okay. Slowly gonna approach this chair to see if I could sneakily take a peek.
Down the stairs?
Yep.
Sure. Peeking down the stairs, then I'm going to go ahead and move you over to the corner because you might be able to just barely make out him. You can see a brown-robed, looks, this is the first one that you've seen really other than the ones milling about above, but it's clearly a person, one of the clergy, one of the non-knights, basically. Not the ones in armor, essentially, down at the bottom, and they're talking to somebody. You can't make out the face, really. They've got the hood pulled up, but they're sitting at a table with candlelight illuminating their face, and they're talking to somebody across the table from them.
Okay.
Oh, I guess I can stop the combat music.
I'm just gonna kind of, go side and, motion to the other ones that there's people down there.
Okay. Then, Norok, you hear Pogo. You hear Pogo's little feet stepping down.
Actually,
the
you don't hear
stairs.
shit.
Oh shit! Pogo doesn't make sense. He's got his elven boots on still. Never mind.
Yep. So I'm just fucking jogging with my tiny little fucking dumb little short legs, invisible and making no sounds as fast as I can. Are there any turns or anything, or is it just like a pretty straight path?
As soon as you go down the stairs, there's a left and a right, and to the right goes
left.
outside. Well, okay,
never mind.
turning right would
Sorry,
be
I didn't know there was
you're
more
fine.
details.
Yeah, to the right you can see natural light, and there's a door with a window in it, and there's two Juthran soldiers with full armor standing outside of it, and they appear to be talking to each other just on the other side of the door. But that one goes outside, and then to the left.
Going the other way.
Yeah, the left is where you assume your friends had gone. All right, so you're
Assuming
going down
if there's
the
soldiers out that other door, I'm going the other way.
All right, then you, rushing down the hallway, come to the top of some steps and see Norok's head at the bottom of the stairs.
I'm just gonna... Pogo's right behind you, please don't kill me! And then I'm gonna get ready in case he's fucking tries to attack me or something out of scared, frightening. I'm not gonna touch him, I'm just gonna tell him that real quick.
Right.
And I'm gonna also ask, do you mind if I get those things back? We've got a few minutes up, there's another guy singing a song up at the top, but we've gotta hurry. I don't know if there's 100 of them out there. How many were there up at the top in the courtyard? Just fucking 100 people?
Oh, no. It's probably, by the time they had gathered everybody, because you asked Julie to do that, there was about 200 or so.
Okay. Yeah, there's a couple hundred of them up there. We've got to hurry, guys. Have you found Sarah yet?
We're hoping she's this way.
Right.
I'm not sure yet.
Do you want me to just run ahead? I'm pretty sneaky.
You're actually still invisible, right?
Yeah, I'm still invisible, and I got my boots on, and this one lasts an hour, so I can't attack, but...
You can if you want to. We'll be right back.
All right. Can I get those things back? Who's got those things I gave you before?
I think I had them, right? I'll give them back.
Oh,
I believe
thank
you gave them to me.
So I'll... do they stay equipped, even though they weren't technically with me for, 30 minutes? 45 minutes?
What do you mean, stay equipped?
Not.
Oh, you mean attuned? Yeah.
Not
As long
cool.
as they're not, I think it's more than 4 hours or something like that. There is a rule for it that if they're too far away, basically if they're without, out of a certain distance for too long, but not the amount of time you were gone. No.
Cool. I am going to. I'm just going to go ahead and try to run ahead and see what I can see then. And while I'm running ahead, I'll stop if I see anything that looks dangerous. But otherwise, I'll just keep them updated on my walkie-talkie.
Okay. Then
I'm
in
not
that
worried
case,
about being stealthy or anything, knowing how many fucking people are here.
Okay. Well, in that case, then we'll go back to being split into 3 groups again.
Oh no!
No, you're fine. While Pogo, you guys can't hear any of this. You just, hand an invisible Pogo his things, which then, as soon as you hand them to him, they turn invisible as well. Pogo, you rushing down the stairs, you see 2 people talking at a table. They don't appear to notice you at all. I'm going to say this is, they're not actively listening for anybody at this point, at least, and you're invisible and not making any sound. So we'll put you down in that room there. What's Nazim doing?
I'm going to carefully come down the stairs a little bit.
Okay.
Right down here, as to not be seen quietly.
Okay, if you're trying to stealth, there's people. Yeah, you can hear.
So if there were people in conversations, by the way, I'm not talking on the walkie-talkie.
Okay.
I would probably just honestly run back and let them know there are people in this room. So as soon as I saw something that looked like a possible threat, I'm going to let them know, so you guys would know there's people in that room. But I will try to, in that area, I'm not jogging. As soon as I see people, I will stealthily do my best to get past them and go to the. If there's, I will go to the left, and I will give you a stealth roll as well. Can I do my stealth roll with advantage?
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. Because I'm actually
boots
stealthing
on and being invisible.
this part. Did I do it with advantage? Or?
Nope. That was a 30. Go ahead and roll it again. Okay.
Well, I guess I'll take a 30.
Nazim's actor was flipping out again, so I just deleted him and put him back on there. Sako.
A little shake.
Yeah, he kept doing the little dancing thing again.
He is a
All right, so you that's true. Are you floating? Or what are you doing? Trying to go down the stairs?
At this point, it doesn't matter. So it's just a light float down the stairs.
Are you changing your appearance at all?
No, I'm still. I still look weird, right? I still look.
Well, it's up to you. Do you look like your farmer with the bright white teeth?
Yeah, the gross weird white teeth.
You always look weird.
All right, then you floating down the stairs. You do hear 2 people talking, and you can see the side of one's head. They both kind of turn in your direction as you're floating down the stairs. Can we do something for you? You're not supposed to be down here.
Oh, yes. I'm just gonna make sure that my feet touch the ground again, so it just looks like I'm standing on my toes for a minute.
Sure. I would say that coming down the stairs, you probably can pull that off pretty easily.
Yeah, so I'll make it look like I wasn't floating.
Well, you're only an inch off the floor anyway, so walking downstairs would be pretty easy to just make it look like you were just walking.
I'll just take a step forward so I can see the whole room here.
Okay.
So there's 2 clergymen.
Yep.
And
is there something we can do for you, sir? You're not supposed to be down here.
not at the moment. Just walking through.
Well, I can't let you through, I'm afraid. You'll need to go back up. The performance is up. I'm sure you heard it, right? Just go ahead and turn back the way you came, and then you'll hear them. You'll be able to find them.
Okay. I'm just gonna cast a minor illusion behind them, kind of near the. I guess it looks like a kitchen area behind them. Just a loud noise as if things are falling, like a basket.
Like pots and pans?
Yeah, pots and pans. Just a loud noise.
Okay. Give me. Go ahead and click the minor illusion for me.
Sure.
Why is it that your actor always flips out like that?
It is kind of strange.
Yeah.
This is interesting.
I'll put you back on again here.
Is it not working?
Here you go.
Cast spell.
Minor illusion. To do. If it uses its action to examine the sound or image, the creature can determine that it is an illusion. Can't you?
Sound. If you create a sound, its volume can range from a whisper to a scream. So it's just going to be a sound of things falling, like pots and pans.
Okay. Then the 2 of them standing there. Let's see. What would their check be against? I guess just intelligence, it looks like. Yeah, just intelligence. All right. Then I'm going to have both of them just roll to see if they would, believe it essentially enough to turn or be distracted from you there. Well, as you see there, a 3 for one and a 4 for the other. They both kind of just shoot up very quickly. The bench that they're on, kind of both of them push out a little bit and turn and look at that direction. Just don't go anywhere, sir. And they'll run into the other room there. Now it's locking up. There we go. They both kind of turn to the other room. But where did that? And they look a little bit confused. What are you doing?
Eldritch Blast Clergy.
Good lord.
All
By
right.
the way, since Pogo's fucking just getting past there and keeping going, I'm guessing he's further away by now.
Yeah, you would have gotten. Well, which direction are you going? So there's doors to your
I
left
rolled
there.
for it. I'm gonna go to the left because I have no idea.
Through the doors
So,
or down the stairs to the left?
Down the stairs to the left.
Your left or map left?
My left, so the west.
Okay, here.
To the west.
There you go. Okay. Running down the stairs, we'll come back to you here in a second, but you see a bunch of different doors that are all closed.
I don't think I can open doors without alerting them, but do I see any people?
You don't see any people.
Basically, I'm not in whatever room he's about to murder these fucking people.
You're just down the stairs. You're literally just down the stairs from it, yeah. Like, you might get an eyeball rolling down the stairs here in a minute. What is Norak doing? Nazim has just floated down the stairs and started this interaction with the... Well, you don't know that they're clergy, but with some people down the stairs.
Okay. Crap, I think it was in here. I'll reload. I'm just going to go towards the sound of Nazim talking, because I can hear him, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he wasn't trying to be quiet, so...
Towards the sound of him talking and see what's going on.
Okay.
Just chatting with.
All right, then we'll go ahead and... Because Arteme was kind of in the middle there, too, so Arteme could have gone ahead of you. I just hadn't checked in with Norak for a bit, so... All right, what is... So you're running down the stairs, you see Nazim extending hands like he's maybe about to send some black lightning their direction. What is Arteme doing?
I guess I'm slowly gonna approach behind.
Okay, letting Norak in front of you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right,
So I'm
I'll
like
go ahead and move him
yeah. Anyway, stealth.
stealthily. Okay. Go ahead and roll a stealth check for me, if you're trying to be, quiet.
Wow.
A -1.
Quiet like a horse.
Rolled a... Okay, so it's just extra funny because not only did she roll a natural 1, which still, if a natural 1 still with the math for her would have been a 2, 1, but
3.
because
It's like plus
would have been a 3, yeah, there we go. It would have been a 3, yes, for her math. But she rolled as much as she possibly could on the exhaustion dice of a D4. So she rolled as much of a negative as she could to bring it down to -1.
That's pretty impressive.
It really is, Fox. Like if it were
Did you fall? Just stumble?
thankfully,
collapse.
thankfully, it seems Nazim has their undivided attention with the temporary illusion that he made, the minor illusion, as you go stumbling over, tripping one foot over the next, and kind of smacking into Norak's back, keeping yourself from falling, from actually falling face first down the stairs. But do not feel like you're being very, very stealthy at the moment. All right, let's go ahead with what Nazim was doing, I guess.
Why not like leather? So just cast on this clergy here, click on him, and...
Okay.
Eldritch Blast, sorry.
Well, they are armor class of 10. So that will still hit. Go ahead and roll the damage.
Alright, normal damage. Really?
7 damage. So, well, how many bolts are you sending? 2 total?
2 total, yeah.
Alright. The one that is closest to you, the closer of the two, you zap him square in the back with the black electricity, and he kind of stumbles forward as he was walking towards, into the kind of kitchen area. Stumbles forward, still breathing. It seems as you send the bolt in the other direction. Are you sending both at the same one, or one at each?
The same one, the one kind of in the doorway on the right.
Okay. Go ahead and cast the second one. That will also hit. Go and roll the damage.
I'm just gonna be running around like a fucking little invisible. I'm just gonna be looking for people.
And that will do it. He had exactly 12 hit points. The clergy that was in the doorway, you send the second bolt at as he was already stumbling forward. He collapses face first into the ground, still jittering a little bit with this necrotic electricity passing through him. The other, you can, only Nazim can just barely see this, kind of leaps forward, kind of trying to grab his friend, and then looks up at Nazim kind of terrified and wide-eyed, and he kind of rushes around the corner here. Kind of where he's out of visibility, and you hear him kind of murmuring loudly, chanting to himself. In the light we are shielded from all that is harmful. In the light we are shielded from all that is harmful. And he's kind of starting to cry to himself, doing this.
I float and I use my movement, just so I'm constantly in his view. What is wrong with my character? Twitter.
What it is, it's all that necrotic energy.
Essentially now I'm just staring at him floating.
Okay. He's just around the corner, like eyes closed, in a kneeling position, hands together like he's praying. Okay. Oops, I did not mean to open that. What is Norak do? Oh, actually, we'll jump over to Pogo.
So Pogo is keeping an eye out for what look like some sort of cells or people like some sort of prisoner might be kept.
Okay.
When I run down this hall, do I see anything that would give me a sign? For starters, I'm also keeping an eye out for more Juthrans, but do I see anything that looks like an area that people might be kept?
In this small room, you see a bunch of training dummies, and it's clear this is like a training area essentially. Right. You don't see any people down here, but there are two doors that seem to like big double doors straight ahead of you that are like solid flat steel, no decoration, no imprint, nothing on the doors. They look heavy and barred. And then there's kind of a simple wooden door right next to you, and then the other two doors are nothing looks fancy. Essentially, they all look like kind of regular doors, except for those two big doors at the far end.
Are they barred on this side or the other side? Or I wouldn't know if they're barred. Do they look like they're locked from this side?
There's a big heavy bar that is hanging over whatever the word is, the hooks on this side.
All right. A, I don't think I'd be able to get that off, and B, it doesn't sound like a prisoner type thing. I'm gonna run back up. Are these both people just fucking murdered?
Well, one of them is. You running back up the stairs.
I'm gonna go back up. Yeah. Okay. And what do I see on here?
Well, you see a body laying on the ground, and Nazim is floating above the body and staring at another clergyman who is crouched down in the corner, almost fetal position, and praying, and just chanting over and over again this repeated mantra.
All right. Well, if the other guy doesn't look like he's a threat, and there's doors in there, I'm going to slowly kind of try to open one of these double doors on the east side of this room, and just see what I can see through there.
Okay. Then we'll jump back over to you in a second there.
Sure.
What is... we got to check back in on Sarah here shortly, too. Oh, sorry. There you go. I was trying to move you at the same time.
You're good. Yeah, I'm letting go.
I'm having trouble with this
control.
map.
Jesus, take the wheel.
I think the map is just too, or I have the effects on it are just that dust particle thing, but that's go ahead and let me turn that off, see if that'll help a little bit, because it's lagging even a little bit for me. There we go. See if that helps some. All right. Then real quick for Norak and Artemi, what are you guys doing after seeing Nazim just brutally murder this innocent clergy person?
Might as well just continue with that. Go with the flow, I guess. Just keep making our way down.
Okay. Just make your way into this room here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Then in the room, you see these tables that have been clearly recently occupied. There are the tables in this room here are still covered in plates and cups and so on. You gather that all of the, at least some rather of the Juthrans that have gone up top to go listen to those performances were probably just eating a moment ago and just went upstairs. RG.
That was for me trying to open the door quietly, by the way. That's stealth roll.
Okay. I was going to check with what Norak's doing too, but I guess if he's just walking into the middle of the room too, then let me know when you're back, G. Well, if I don't know if he would hear that, but okay. Slowly opening the door to the side here, then trying to quietly peek through. Is that what you're doing?
Yep, just trying to quietly peek through. By the way, I don't have night dark vision or anything, so if it's like pitch black, I'm not going to see shit.
This place is pretty well lit, actually. There's candles
Okay.
pretty much everywhere, so you haven't found anything, at least so far, that is not well lit. But I'm going to go ahead and open the door so that you can see in.
Sure.
Just trying to peek in. You see a set of stairs, that very expensive-looking carpet laying across them that goes down to like a dark red granite. And down at the very end of this chamber, you can only just barely see far enough to be able to. You know what? It's bright enough actually you'd be able to see it. I don't have the illumination on the map. Those torches are smaller than I thought they were, but they do illuminate that room. So in fact, I'll go ahead and put a larger light source so you can actually see what I'm describing.
Sure.
The middle of this room, there are 4 Juthrins standing around in a square, basically around the middle of this chamber. Where there is a Inquisitor's hand on the floor, like the symbol of the Inquisitors or Inquisition, and they're talking back and forth about something. You can't quite make out quite what. Sorry, from this far, with the door only being cracked like that.
I am going to close the door quietly, and I'm going to whisper to the rest of the group. There's 4 Juthrins in there talking, but I don't see. It looks fancy.
Oh, they're in black armor, by the way. Sorry, I meant to mention that too.
They're wearing armor, so just be quiet and maybe try to keep that guy from making too much noise. And then I guess I'm gonna run to the south.
Okay.
Fuck.
All right.
So then I'm just gonna keep. By the way, after about 5 minutes. So assuming the guy up at the stage is probably going to be finished. After about 5 minutes, I'm going to, well, why don't you tell me when you think in game time that would be?
Okay. 5 minutes from when?
From when, like,
when Nazim murdered that guy?
No, like 5 minutes from like when I went
from
into
the stage.
Other building.
It's been that by now, for sure.
Okay. So I'm going to also assume that they're probably getting a little restless. And I don't know how this is going to go, but I'm going to telepathically tell Pietro to fly a little bit around up atop, and to, since he has just enough intelligence to speak, as he starts to get like 30 feet from the area where I was, stage, he's going to open his mouth and say, "Do not worry, I am Pogo, here for the second act." And I'm going to telepathically have him, and I will roll for him to see if he gets murdered on sight.
Okay.
Yep.
Try to do your performance.
So he's going to yell down to the group, "This is the second act of the show. Hope you are ready." Or more like, "This is the second act of the show."
Whatever Griffin's voice would sound like.
That's a
And to be
Griffin's
clear, you sense the deepest confusion coming from Pietro, because he does not understand what the fuck you're talking about, what you're making him say. These words don't make sense to him. He doesn't understand what it is that you're trying to get him to do.
Now for something amazing.
So is he going to land on the stage, or is he just flying over the crowd?
First, he's going to fly, like, try not to make. I'm going to telepathically tell him this, but don't be aggressive. Just fly slowly down towards the stage. When you get about 30 feet away from the group, I know they're going to look scared. Don't worry. Just tell them this, and then I'm going to relay that to tell them. Then I'm going to also telepathically relay him. I hope you enjoy this next song. But do you want me to roll first to see?
Yeah,
if he
go
gets
ahead
that far?
just because I'm curious. Well, okay, go ahead and make a persuasion check. I guess ignore all that.
Right,
good, you didn't see that anyways. Okay.
Nah, I'm actually. Apparently, when I look up the stats, I get all these baseball stats or basketball for Blake Griffin and stuff. So he's not under my.
Oh,
I'm looking up his
Griffin,
because I spelled Griffin wrong.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. So
I put him in there for you.
he's under assets. Oh, player character stuff. That's what I needed.
Yeah.
Not bad.
He's back at full health now too, because your other one died. This is the second one, or third one, Pietro V3.
Yeah, but the first one didn't die. He's too fat to get to the fucking door. Okay, so this would be a. Well, I'm just gonna roll a d20 and then I'll add the modifier because he's got no special bonuses or anything.
All right.
So it would be a charisma modifier, which is
-1, so 7.
-1. So it's a 7 of him flying down. This is the second act of the show.
I'm gonna say though. Well, okay. He's delivering a message from you,
and he's
You're
going
not
to
speaking
bow.
through him or anything. Okay.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Okay.
That's why I'm trying to do like an awkward bird voice. And he's gonna like bow if he gets the chance to land.
Okay. So you can't see this, but at least just is what can you can't see through his eyes because you don't have the improved familiar thing,
No,
right?
I cannot.
He's not a familiar anyways. He's just that's right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Improved familiar, you can do that. So. All right, then you don't see anything, but he does tell you. Here, I'm gonna you roll percentile dice for me.
Okay, give me a sec.
I'll leave it up to you. Your own roll. All right. You get the impression that they seemed hostile for a moment, just with the predator's eyes of this creature. It gathers that he sensed hostility for a moment, and then trepidation, they're confused, they're not sure what's going on. But they at least have not drawn. They don't seem to be trying to attack him or anything at this point.
Okay. He's gonna land on stage.
Okay.
And I'm going to telepathically, I'm just taking a break, leaning, looking around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
If I leave here tomorrow, would you still remember me? And he's gonna sing Freebird.
Freebird, okay. I mean, I knew what you were singing, but I didn't gather that it was because it was Freebird, so that's good.
What if I stay here with you, girl?
Okay, but
so
it's not you singing, it's him trying to repeat your words.
Trying to sing telepathily through me.
Performance check with disadvantage.
It's a 8-minute song.
So that's how you're gonna want to buy time. Make a performance check with disadvantage, and we'll count that as the kind of transfer through. Well, you roll. Well, we'll use his charisma modifier, and he's not proficient in performance, so we'll just roll. Yeah.
So performance with disadvantage.
Just minus one. It'll just be 2d20s minus one.
Oh, 2d20s minus one. All right, then.
All right, so the 13 minus one is a 12.
13 one.
Yeah. So with a 12, they definitely you're hearing
we might lose
him.
Some people.
You're hearing Pietro doing his best to replicate he doesn't have the vocal cords for this. He's not a singer.
Remember, he can talk. He can talk.
No, that's what I'm saying. He's trying to mimic your sounds, but he doesn't understand what the fuck he's doing. You're just singing awkwardly in this hallway, telepathically, and that's true. The novelty of it would probably make it interesting enough to be worth watching. As he tries to mimic your telepathic sounds, trying to sing out to this crowd.
Yep.
It seems to be at least keeping them paying attention, if it is with more curiosity than is entertainment necessarily.
Sure.
All right, we will jump back over to Sarah. Sarah, there are heavy metal boots clanking against stone steps or stone flooring coming your direction. There's at least 2 pairs.
Yep. Nope. I am going to this room.
Okay.
And I'm going to, as soon as Kamazoth gets in, I'm going to mostly close it.
Okay.
But keep it at least a little bit cracked, so that way I can still see down the hallway, so I can see when they run past.
Okay.
And
all right, then...
Hang on. Wait, no, I got more.
All right, go ahead.
I'm going to take my last regular healing potion.
Okay.
Shit. Fucking 2 and a 1.
Yeah.
And then I'm going on the Rocky Talkie, and I'm just going to be like, I'm assuming you guys were stupid and followed me anyways. They know I'm here. Get the fuck out. You guys need to run now. Leave. And then I'm just waiting to see them run down the hallway.
Okay. Then you hearing the stomping, running clearly, coming down the hallway. You'd be able to see them. They come up around the corner here, and you see one in golden armor and one in silver armor. And they come up to the edge here. They pass that giant stone hand that you saw around the corner. I can't tell if you can actually see them from where you're at. That's fine. Anyways, they are running north. You do see them come around the corner, and then just a complete shock on their faces as they see 3 corpses of their colleagues up at the end of the hallway, and they go running towards that. One of them lifts the helmet off and leans down, and you see him trying to place a hand onto the avatar that you would first, that Kamazoth had torn to bits, and is trying to resuscitate, it seems.
while he's leaning down and they're paying attention to all the dead bodies at the end of the hall,
Mhm.
I'm going to just whisper to Kamazoth and be like, okay, I need you to grab a hold of the back of this broom so we don't make any noise, and we're going to try to sneak around and see if
Okay.
he'll jump on.
He hops up onto it as best he can, and he's trying to sit on it like a bird does, but this is much too small. Like the broom handle is not enough to really for him to sit on without wobbling. Does that make sense? A small bird would be fine. He's just much too large to be able to do that, and he can't really straddle it like like you are, like sitting on it like a witch sits on a broom. Basically, he can't really do that. He has to try to sit on it like a bird, and he's very like tottering and wobbling back and forth. He's kind of quietly screeching and seems very uncomfortable trying to hold it in place.
All right. Shit. Okay. I'm going to fly on this broom and just try to fly as quietly as you can, I guess. And we're going to try to go up and around the corner where they came from.
Okay. You're telling him to hop off then?
Yeah, because I don't want him to fall off
Okay.
when I move. So.
Okay. Then he hops off and he beats his wings once to kind of get a little boost of speed to get up around the corner here. It does make some noise. It isn't silent, but it's not super loud. Like bats. You've heard bats flying at night, right?
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on them to see if they look in our direction, and if they do, then I'm readying a spell.
All right. So because they are as distracted as they are with what they're doing, they're going to both make perception checks with disadvantage. It's a +3 for both of them then, so I'll just roll. That's a 19, 21 for the first guy. And the other one, I'm pretty sure they saw you. 19 plus 3. Oh, no, sorry, disadvantage, never mind. So that'd be a 19 for the first one and a 9 for the other. So, go ahead.
Quick question. When I use a spell through the rod, can I still use my sorcery points? Or do I have to use my spell slot?
No, the spells that are contained in the energy that's contained in the rod is stored arcane energy from whatever realm it came from. Your sorcery points wouldn't work to expend that.
That's fine, then I'm just going to cast it anyways. So I will cast it myself, and I'm casting it on the golden...
The avatar?
Yeah.
The one that's alive? Okay.
Yep, yeah, the live one.
All right. Okay. Here's the thing, right? So the noise of Kamazoth's bat wings as he lifted up to flap around would have started the head turn.
No, that's fine. I don't care if they see me.
Well, so here's the thing, though. You did specifically say that you were prepared. If they moved at all, you were going to be casting this, right, as a reaction. Mm-hmm. So give me a percentile dice roll, and roll above a 50 for them to not have seen you before you had a chance to react. Okay. All right. So. You seeing the head starting to turn your direction, you immediately surround them in a bubble of darkness, expended from the rod is what you did?
No, so I could see, I'm using...
You use sorcery points? Okay, all right. Yeah. Then you see the kind of eyes lift up to start to look in the direction of where Kamazoth's batwing sounds was, and immediately starts to blink and confused, and they both start kind of spinning their heads around, looking in either direction. What happened? Did they? And they're kind of feeling around and stumbling a little bit. They certainly look confused as you are, hopefully, well, whatever you're doing, anyways.
Right. Shit. I don't want them running off, so fuck it. I'm on the broom. I'm going closer. Well, not super close. They can't hear me.
Okay.
I want to be up and around this corner, just kind of like peeking out at them.
Okay.
So. I'm farther out on the map than I want to be. But
okay, yeah. You're just flat against the corner and peeking around?
Yeah, I'm looking around, so I have clear line of sight to them, but they hopefully can't hit me as well.
All right. They both are standing up like cautiously and holding hands out in front of themselves and kind of feeling a little bit, and they're stumbling a little bit, like they've kind of lost a sense of direction for where they're moving. They're not moving towards you or anything. They seem disoriented.
Great. Can I cast another spell, or is it?
They're not moving out of it. They didn't know you were there. They didn't see you at all. You got it. The 87 that you rolled was to see if you got high enough that you got your darkness off before they saw you. They don't know that you're there at all.
Great. No, I can't do that because that's concentration. What is that gonna do? That is. Okay.
Kamazoth kind of stepping up next to you know around the corner there. You look down, you see that he's actually kind of glowing a little bit green. You haven't seen this before, you don't necessarily know why, but he has this kind of vague green glow about him. And you hear a semi-familiar voice in your mind. You've only heard this voice in person once on a ship. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Okay. And he says, I'll take care of this one. Go find them. Go. And he's kind of, you see the wing kind of batting away at you, like he's trying to get you to leave.
Thank you. And I'll go. I'm gonna listen to him.
All right.
Take off.
Just because I want to see how the math adds up here. Oh, why? To do 1d6 for each above third. Oh, that's not a whole lot, anyways. But it'll still be you see with the that you can see through the darkness, anyways. The kind of vaguely green glowing Kamazoth just stands in place. And kind of the back straightens up and looks very awkward. It looks like a bat, literally trying to emulate human, posture. And he kind of lifts both arms up, with wings attached because their hands are part of their wings. And a bolt of a forking electricity sends out between the both of them. And I'm trying to cast it at the higher level, but it's not letting me. So I probably didn't put the higher level version in here. Normally you can upcast it, so I'm just going to cast it at 5th, and then it'll be 2d6 more. Uh, 88 for both of them. It's enough for one of them, at least. You see the bolt connect into the pacifier, the silver armored one, and then immediately leap over to the golden armored one and just continue electrifying both through the both of them like a consistent chain passing through them. The golden armored avatar collapses forward, still jittering in place onto this continuing to grow pile of bodies that is now 4. As the pacifier is still kind of frozen in place and jittering and being electrified for... Oh, shit. Almost got him, too. He looks in extremely rough shape. You see one of the eyeballs on the side of his... Remember, neither of them are helmeted at the moment. One of the eyeballs bursts out of his face, and you see this goo just kind of trickling down over his cheek. He is in awful, awful shape and not moving and still in the darkness, but still alive.
Oh, that's gross. I'm just making my way out.
Okay. Then we will jump back to you in a second here. You did hear Pogo talk over the walkie-talkie that through a doorway there were 4 of the Juthrans in black armor. You guys haven't seen any of the Juthrans in black armor yet, so you don't necessarily know what that is. But we'll jump back over to, since Norak was AFK for a minute there, so he didn't get to have his turn. What are you doing, G?
I heard Sarah talking on the walkie-talkie, so do I hear any commotion from her, possibly? Because I'm guessing she's probably in trouble too right now.
Yeah, you heard metal, steel sabatons running down the stone steps, running to the right, off to the east.
And that is the way I'm going.
And then, 30 seconds after that is when you heard Sarah tell you to get out.
Y'all never listen.
And I'm gonna go that way since that's what I heard. Dashing, if I can. I mean, I know we're not in combat order, but just trying to get there as quick as I can.
Okay.
In the same direction that I hear stuff. So.
Another thing there's an optional rule that I didn't realize existed, guys, and it's one thing that's always kind of been annoying to me is as far as the math is concerned, running in D&D is, even if you dash, is only 6 miles an hour, which is below human capability. Humans can run faster than that.
Yeah.
There's an optional rule called sprinting that is if you're doing nothing else for your turn and you're only going in a straight line, meaning you can't go around corners, you can't go up and down stairs, none of that stuff, but just running straight line, you can sprint for 5 times your movement speed in a turn, but you can't do anything else.
Yeah, I was going to say
that's
for one turn.
Full yeah, exactly. Just you can only do it one turn at a time. You can't do it forever because you need to catch your breath.
Because even a 10-minute mile, you can do that.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, the math.
Times.
That's it. Is even if you dash, that's still only 6 miles an hour, which is still super.
I imagine the reason they do that is because it's probably like a jog. You know how adults, now that we're not kids, when we run, we don't ever really run.
Yeah, but you're
you know
also...
what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's like the adult run, so it's a jog. I imagine that's what they did here. Because
You guys are
But
also
unless we
wearing
had
like
a
200.
goal in mind.
Yeah, but you guys are also carrying 200 pounds of
That's
gear.
true.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that obviously would slow you down a bit too. So it makes sense there, but I think that if you're just going straight line, if you pass any, even in a fight, let's say, but if you're doing your entire turn, you still have a reaction, but nothing else. So your action, bonus action, and your movement all to do this. You can sprint. Again, only straight line, and all attacks against you, like opportunity attacks, would be at advantage. If you're running past somebody, let's say. But anyways, running down the hallway here. Well,
Was it
sure, yeah, it's off to the right. So in fact, actually, straight down the hallway, there's plenty of light in here. You can see Sarah at the far end of that hallway, floating on her broom, flying in your direction. And Sarah, you see
I would
a
be doing probably the
Norok.
exact same thing, by the way.
Okay.
No one would see me, but I'd be doing it.
Yeah.
Because that's where I was going
Well, you're doing it silently, but unfortunately,
Yeah,
Norok
I know
has
that.
very heavy feet,
Yeah.
and he's not trying to be quiet. So it's stomp, 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 stomp. In fact, it's louder than the metal ones because his has like an echo. It's like a booming echo of it just booming down the hallway of Norok rushing in your direction.
If I see him, I'm holding up my hand to tell him to stop. Because I know that Kamazat's going to kill the other two, so just stop.
All right. So we'll come back to you guys in just a second here, but Sarah's holding her hand up, trying to get you to obey.
I'll just stop for a second then, as long as I can see her.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you can see her floating on the broom. There's some small steps that go down, but she's floating up enough because of the broom, because she was preparing to go up the stairs. All right. Let's jump back over to Nazim. Nazim, you are floating above a corpse and trying to intimidate another. Yeah, really. Look at Discord, guys. The Hulk meme that Justin put in there. Of the Hulk running down the hallway or whatever.
Silent like a mouse.
What's Nazim doing, floating above the corpse there?
So Nazim is not well again. Something's wrong again with him. So having a problem spinning him around. What's going on here?
Oh, he looks normal to me. I thought you meant personally, like his mentality. He was mentally not well.
Yeah, he's not mentally well. Right
Okay,
now.
let me.
I'm trying to move him on the map, but it's not.
Okay.
letting me.
Here, I'll put him back on here for you. Yeah, I think I just made this map too big, guys. I'll try to fix it before next week. Interesting. It's not letting me delete Nazim off either. Let me put a second Nazim on here.
His power is breaking the fourth wall.
There you go. All right, the one that's to the south, the bottom one of the two. Try moving that one. There you go.
Okay, good. All right. But anyway, Nazim not well, obviously. He's just been staring at that guy, cowering,
Okay.
and he just raises his finger, and he casts Mind Sliver on the clergy. And
All
just
right.
staring at him for like the minute straight, unblinking, just losing his mind.
Go ahead and click it. You drive a disorienting spike of psychic energy into the mind of one creature you can see within range. Target must have an intelligence saving throw. Unless the saving throw is successful, the target takes 1d6 psychic damage, and the first time it makes a saving throw before the end of your next turn, it must roll a d4 and subtract the number. So that's a debuff on them to reduce their chances of making a save. That's good. And because you're at 10th level, it is 2d6. All right. Let's see if he makes a DC 17 intelligence save. He does, just barely. But he's still kneeling down, not looking up at you, hands kind of folded in prayer, just chanting over and over and over again. In the light we are shielded from all that is harmful. In the light we are shielded from all that is harmful. And just like mindlessly repeating this over and over and over again. Does it do anything if it makes it save? Nope, looks like it doesn't do. Okay, so he didn't look up at you, but he kind of jittered in place when the psychic assault did impact him, but otherwise he does manage to shake it off. Bonus actions? Any other movement or anything?
Oh wait, are we in? He's in combat because he's.
Well, he just attacked this guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not in initiative order
Since
otherwise.
he doesn't really know that he was about to get his mind exploded, but he wasn't looking, and he's just kind of completely shook.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna go ahead and wag my finger and walk away. Just turn away.
All right. I can't believe it's just perfect that like this is a guy that exists in real life enough that you could have a million gifts of this shit. Of these.
100, yep.
All right, over to Arteme. Arteme, you did see Norok rushing down these stairs and running in the other direction. And nobody said anything on the walkie-talkie, right?
No.
As far as
I
finding
just
Sarah?
said that there were the.
Sarah was the last
I
one
just-
that did, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so just Sarah saying to leave then. Okay. All right, so what are you doing, Fox?
I'm just gonna follow Norok at a slower pace, trying to stay stealthy.
Okay.
Be stealthy, rather.
Well, with that one, I'm going to say that there's enough noise, thankfully, from Norok not even trying by stomping down the hallway here, that it's not, you're able to kind of mask your sound under his, but beyond that, you're probably still being a little bit noisier. I'll let you roll another stealth check, when it becomes relevant, but for the moment, at least, you didn't need to worry about sound because Norok is like intentionally being loud. But you do see Sarah floating on a broom at the far end. All right, we'll come over to Sarah. What are you doing?
Well, since I see them and none of them will listen to me to leave, I will just get on the walkie-talkie. Since they're far enough away, I don't want to shout.
Mhm.
Just be like, well, since you guys won't leave, then come over and help me hide some fucking bodies. So,
Okay.
come with me.
Is that why we're here? Is there more of a reason, maybe? I'm pretty sure that we're not just here to hide bodies.
No, but I mean, if we hide them, then hopefully we won't be discovered as soon. Corinzantilus is over here taking care of these guys. And I'll just...
Well, at that, you do hear another bolt of electricity, and the kind of all of the walls around you get the kind of immediate illumination of lightning that then flashes and then disappears. He clearly took care of the other one. The 34 more damage.
I'll go over this way, and I will drop darkness and try to help them drag the bodies up into that room at the very top.
Oh, I think I realized why I couldn't delete the other one. I was on the wrong. No, Nazim is just broken. All right.
I'm telling you, fourth wall.
So there are now 5 corpses over there. You guys rushing over to help Sarah?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. The green glow surrounding Kamazoth dissipates, and he returns to normal.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Kamazoth, and I'm just like, sorry, but they won't listen. They came anyways.
He just kind of screeches at you.
Where are we?
While they move bodies, I'm going to feed him a couple more rations.
Okay. Nazim, you've seen the rest of your party kind of leave and run down the stairs over to the side there.
All right.
Is she just like in this big room down at the end of the stairs, or do we?
You saw her at the end of that. If you keep going to the right, Justin.
To the
Oh, go ahead.
right or down the stairs?
Keep going to the right down
Which
the
way
stairs.
did she go? Okay.
That way. There you go. She's right around the corner.
Okay. All right.
Assuming you guys are all following it. I just moved.
I'm
Artemis
also
over.
still invisible.
Yeah, you're still invisible. Yeah. Nazim, were you?
I'll
Sorry,
get
what
in
were you
the
doing?
general direction. Oops.
I'm going to start to float my way down those stairs.
Okay.
It says I can't move. There's a wall in the way.
Yeah, you'd have to.
You can-
Yeah, there you go.
Do it by motions.
Yeah, you have to walk yourself down that way. There are walls that wouldn't let you drag it the whole distance. All right, so
I'm
then
gonna be like,
coming
By
around
the way,
the
I'm
corner,
invisible. I'm invisible, but I'm right here.
Jesus.
Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you.
Norok, Arteme, and Nazim, as you guys come around the corner, you see that just straight down the hallway, there's literally she managed to like somehow quite literally, like just game mechanics, nothing else out of the way. Like all of them were stacked on top of each other. There's 5 corpses, like just in a pile, like literally jumped in. Nazim, I just deleted you to put you back on again. You started dancing again. We'll try to figure out what it is with your token. Arteme, I'm gonna go ahead and pull you over too.
Okay.
There you go. All right, go ahead.
I mean, first, can you just tell us why we're here? Maybe we don't have to hide those corpses, because that's a lot of bodies. I don't know what's happened, but I'm a little nervous now.
I'm looking for my dad. They have my dad. They're holding him hostage because they want to get to me. We need to hide these bodies so they don't know that anybody is here.
All right, do you know where your dad might be? I'll go trace it out first.
All I know is that they usually take people underground to do this sort of shit, so that's what I'm looking for.
Any other areas that you haven't checked yet?
There's a hallway up at the top of those stairs, right? Where they came from? And where I was headed?
The hallway that goes to the right, that's the way that you came in. Which stairs? You talking about the ones right there?
Yeah, so...
Okay, so that's the way that they came from. But actually, hang on, before you go moving off there, while you guys are having this conversation there, you can, looking down, so where Nazim is standing, for example, that's a little ledge. There's like a little half barister that keeps people from falling off, and then stairs that go down into a tiny little, like almost like a small library. that is just full of scrolls, and there's a door in the back of it. And as you guys are standing there having this conversation, Sarah, I'm going to go ahead and move you back up here where you were. As you guys are having this conversation, that door opens, and a man that you recognize from a few months previous, clearly adjunct Cope, comes walking through the door, looking up, seeing up the stairs where Sarah's standing. Oh, you decided to join us, Miss Tea Leaf. That'll save us some trouble.
Where is my dad?
We'll go ahead and call it there.
Ah,
'Cause we're at time anyway, so...
Oh, gosh. I just want to run. I'm just going to run. Just so you guys know, Pogo's just going to run and find their dad. You guys can deal with this mess. I'm just going to fucking scurry around until I figure out where the fuck he is.
So, invisibility's an hour, right?
Yep. So
Okay.
I've got.
So
like
you're
50
only
more minutes.
Yeah, exactly. You're only maybe 10 minutes in. You don't have you haven't used too much of it yet, and you still have your boots and everything too. So you're pretty much impossible to
I'm gonna
detect
book
when you're
it.
running around.
I still look like a child.
Okay,
Through
so
all
I'm going
that?
to tell you.
Still have
No,
concentration?
I'm going to
Oh.
tell you that
It's
it
not
won't
concentration.
matter. No, disguise self isn't. I'm going to tell you that even as a child, in this specific instance, he still seems to have seen right through that.
Great.
I mean, you realize that is their kind of their job. Like, they're aware that magic exists, and as inquisitors that are trying to kind of put out that kind of transmutation, they have just the same way that Pogo has his gem of seeing. You know, there are certainly ways to
have
see through that through
monocles?
a
Do they
level
have
2
those
spell.
fucking
Like,
monocles?
yeah, I mean, they're literally, if they're going to be hunting down mages of any sort, they've got to be able to look through a level 2 spell. You know what I mean? So that disguise self is not going to have saved you in this case.
Sarah, sitting in a sewing shop. Sarah, sitting in a sewing shop. All day long she fits and tucks. All day long she tucks and fits. Sarah, sitting in a sewing shop. Sorry.
All right, that's a good way to end it.
I like the